What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys the latest update on our very own Dallas Cowboys. And of course, as always, thank you so much for joining us here tonight for the familiest of Fridays. So take a second, hit like, sub it up, hit the bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere. Hop in the Discord as well. Link for that's in the description box down below.
Hey guys, we first one of the week here. First live stream of the week because got a tough schedule, guys, on our side of things, and a little couple of schedule changes are going to kind of push us to more of a set schedule, but less times a week. So get ready for like a Monday, Friday kind of thing with our schedules now. And, of course, the Sunday game day reaction, but it might not be MCF live every day anymore. It's going to give you guys that update, but doesn't mean we're not going to be live. We are going to be live. We're going to go through the week of news like tonight, and for the regular season, we'll definitely be hopefully be doing Mondays and Fridays, and of course, game days, whatever day that is. So, of course, still going to stay late night, but not as late night, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a half hour to an hour earlier. Just want to start off with some programming notes. We'll have a more defined schedule before the season starts. Thank you all for joining us here and hanging in there with us for, much less live streams here on this MCF 2024 season. But yeah, work, life, and family life, and all those things come first. So, we're trying to make as much time and room for the Cowboys chats on the nightly as often as possible. So on that note, you see a check mark, you see a question mark, you see all the players. Week 2 of training camp is coming to a close. Kind of closes to, I guess you could say, tomorrow. They're off Sunday, so we'll talk about everything that you guys might have missed, some things you definitely missed, and everything about the last couple of days of training camp, as well as some signings, some releasing players here, and some movement on our roster. So we'll talk about that and more here with you guys on My Cowboys Family. But before we get there, let's talk about the people representing the boards here. All right? The big shout-outs to a 3-time champion, all the way from Australia, repping that star of everything, Lincoln Kane.
Mr. LC.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, of course. And not the only one representing. You have Mr. Mark Hosepian with 72 points on the stream boss.
Good for him. That's a new player we got, actually, today. Or a couple days ago. We'll talk about that number, I guess, in a little bit. But, yeah, maybe you forgot the Cash App King. I know we talked about Sponsor of the Week, but he's done that 3 weeks in a row, the Sponsor of the Week. He's also got Lincoln Kane, also has. LC also has the Cash App crown for 3 straight weeks in a row. He's basically taken over the month of July. And he's got himself 3 extra bonus raffle spots on top of being a star level member for the next upcoming raffle, which is coming up Sunday or the beginning of next week for the month of July. So congrats to Lincoln Kane. But, we got, like you said, Marco Sepian repping the 72 points. And then if you look at the membership gifting king, the champion, the man staying skeptical fan. He, again, after 9 out of 10 weeks of Jet Li 44 dominating things, it's been skeptical fan taking it back over, the OG of taking over the gifting board. He did it 3 straight months when we first got that feature last year. So big shout outs to skeptical fan. When you look at this week's gifting leaders, of course, today's the first day, so no gifting leaders on the board yet. We'll probably have to take this one to another week. Next week, but we'll see. We'll see if we go live on Sunday. We'll have at least 2 streams this week, so we'll see what happens there. But as you can see, Skeptical Fan, the big winner last week, and we'll see who takes it down, who takes control of that board this week. But when it comes to the Cash App side, we have a new face. It's not Lincoln Kane this time. It's Miss Chill Pill. Much love to Chill Pill. Repping it on and representing it on the After Dark boards. Big shout out to Chill Pill. She has got the lead right now on the overall board, trying to break that LC streak here on My Cowboys Family, and trying to break that Cash App streak as well. So Chill Pill in front and center right now in first place. And you might say, who's Chill Pill? After Dark. You got to go to After Dark channels to see who that is. Now, big shout out to those that gave the love this week so far. Even though we haven't gone live here, we have been live on After Dark 1 and 2. So big shout out to Dave Brown, Marissa Sparkle, Roger Dat, Multi Super Cockle, Beast Mode, Pat Pfeiffer, of course Chill Pill, Grateful Nomad, Muck Lovin', PJ, and by the way, a couple people in the membership like A. Lavelle and Gerald Swain and JetLi44. So thank you guys. All you guys are on the board as properly placed. And thank you all for the love on this channel, on the other channels, on all the channels. Now there is other things to discuss here, like how you can help out the channel here right now on this side of things. And of course, you see the Cash App. I'm sorry, not the Cash App. The Super Chat. Of course, that's available through the YouTube side of things. There's a thanks button. You could jump in the membership. You can join the membership. You can also gift membership. So there's a lot of different ways of dropping that. But there's also other ways of doing it, like the way Chill Pill and others do it on the After Dark channels, I should say. Maybe why don't you let them know how they can, other ways to help out the channel and to try to get in that Cash App side of things.
Of course, you have the Cash App money sign MyCowboysFamily, the Venmo at My-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, and last but not least, that Streamlabs link. It lets your comment show up on screen just like a Super Chat would.
Yeah, that's right. And today is Fan Friday. So we do the shout-outs, not just for the people in the star and over everything level, but also those in the star level. I'm sorry, the silver level, like the great A. Lavelle, the all-time record holder as far as his streak is concerned in our membership. So big shout-outs to A. Lavelle in the silver level. And then shout out to Skeptical Fan, JetLi44, Lincoln Kane, Marissa Sparkle, and the Lunatic on that star level, baby. We know it. We love you guys. Appreciate you all. And go Cowboys. Now, just add a little moment there. We just shouted out the star level. Those are the people that are going to be involved in this star and over everything level membership raffle we're going to have for a Sewn and Stitch jersey from MCF. Now you're getting it right.
Yeah.
Monthly jersey raffle for the month of July. We'll be having that, like I said, either on Sunday if we go live or Monday, Tuesday of next week. So keep an eye on that for those that are in the star and over everything level. But LC, he's going to have 4 entries in this one. So we'll see how that goes now. A new month. So hey, anybody who wins it this week is going to be part of a new chance to get at the top of the board and get a bonus weekly winner entry. Again, all the weekly winners, if you're the sponsor of the week, you get yourself a bonus raffle entry for these monthly jersey raffles. That's all. That's wanted to make sure we got through that. Now, who's in the house? So we can get started with the news, info, and updates on our Dallas Cowboys.
We have NDM Boogie, hello and hi. Dan Berry Sports Highlights, what's up?
Yeah.
Skeptical Fan, always. Staying skeptical, much love to you. Cowboys Fan 1965, what's up? We have Michael Superbacker, hello and hi to you as well. Godless Manitoban, shout outs.
Hey, Godless.
That's Modius, he said 901 in the mix, thanks for rocking through. Of course, the man Frame Rippers, yes, there is Dallas Cowboy news, even if it is training camp. We do have a few things to touch on. Freedom First, oh sorry, you were not first today. Sorry about that. Let me see. Kenzie Bands, what's up? Hey, drop the question in the chat. We'll go ahead and hit you up in a second here. And aloha to Marco Seppian.
Hey,
the stream
man.
Boston.
Glad to catch the man Marco Seppian, who, by the way, is at the top of that board right there with 72 points on the stream bossing the stream around. Big shout outs to everybody in the house. Appreciate you all. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this last drop, which was done by the man who stays skeptical. Skeptical Fan. Yeah, he dropped.
Membership Gifting King.
Yeah, he is the Membership Gifting King. And he's also dropped a little bit of Cash App love pre-stream tonight. So big shout out to Skeptical Fan. He, let me see if I got him on here. He's got, there he is. He's dropped a $2 holler. He said, thanks for the jersey. You may be wondering, what jersey are you talking about, baby? We just talked about it, right? The star level jersey winner. Skeptical Fan, one of our winners from previous month, finally got that jersey to him. And it took a little longer because we're going through us this time for the first time, and now we know how it's going to go. And so we have a better idea, about 6 weeks from the moment we order it to the moment it gets in your hands. So about 6 weeks. Figure a month and a half, maybe a little sooner than that. But either way, star and over everything level, hey, has its perks, the membership, and big shout outs to Skeptical Fan for the pre-stream love and the Cash App on that side of things. So any last comments or thoughts, maybe? Because, you guys can bring up your comments. We'll try to get to as many as we can. Of course, the best way of doing it is catching our eye in the chat, right? With Super Chats or Cash Apps or anything like that, attaching it with a question or a thought, and we'll comment and touch on that. Stop what we're doing for that. So any quick thoughts in the chat?
Do you remember the linebacker that we had that was cousins with Puka Nakua? Do you remember his name? Basically, Kenzie just wants to know what happened with him.
Was it Luafau, the rookie?
Maybe.
I think it was Maris Luafau, the rookie. He's number 35. He's in there doing his thing. Just in the backup. He's not going to be starting anytime soon this year. When it comes to linebacking side of things. Unless if he's starting, we got problems. It means we got injuries in there. But yeah, Puka Nacua, I think he's with Marist Luafau, our other third-round pick with Cooper Beebe in this year's draft. So that's that question answer. I guess you
perfect.
Could say.
No, just wanted to triple check there. And by the way, speaking of, I do have 2 shout-outs to give here. First of all, thank you, Skeptical Fan, with his $2 hauler. You're going to see that come through in just a second. He said, thanks for the jersey. It's fire, and it looks even better.
He got the Zeke 15. First one
I
I
have to
seen.
admit, Mr.
Definitely stuck out.
MCF, was definitely looking at it like, ooh. So, again,
Surprising.
I was pleasantly surprised and just glad that everything worked out. And, of course, with Zeke's brand new number 15, which was kind of the cool part for me as well. So, and by the way, speaking of, Skeptical Fan also had another $1 hauler.
I see it right there with a little bit of sunglasses there.
Yeah, and
sporting
sandwiched
glasses.
right in between that. Huge shout out to Skeptical Fan. There we go.
There it is.
Here's the first $2 hauler. Marco Seppian said, hold up, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Because he dropped a $5
on the board.
Hauler.
Big shout out to Marco Seppian as well. I'll have the board while you read the comments.
So Marco Seppian said, I know it's early, but I heard Mozzie is still making the same mistakes and that Cooper Beebe is struggling. I think Beebe can be good, but it'll take a lot of time.
Any quick thoughts you have? I have some thoughts on this.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it extremely brief just because, again, we're still relatively early in training camp, and they only just started, roughing each other up very recently. But
the pads really
Mozzie is, I think, already looking better. But, of course, he's making the same mistakes. Those are the same types of bad habits he naturally falls into. We're trying to break him out of that. So, I feel like I've already seen some improvement as far as Cooper Beebe. When it comes to the actual, pass blocking, run blocking, he's looking, I think, pretty solid for someone who's just starting out. It's more his actual snaps that are a little bit like...
That's scary.
Just because I most of them have looked... not as good as I think I would have liked to see. But again, we are so early on in camp. We have a lot of time to get into that rhythm. So that's what training camp is for.
Now,
for where they're supposed to be at, I think they're in a good spot. But that's just
I'm going to say this. I mean, I want to kind of be very specific.
Please be more specific.
No, not specific. I want to be very hard on these guys. Okay. All right, I want to judge them hardly, and I try to watch these. You watch some of the videos coming out, some of the way they're playing, some of the reports out there. First of all, thanks to Skeptical Fan on both those drops. But I have to say, Mark, I disagree with you on Mozzie. Mozzie, the same mistakes. So there's some videos out. We put it out. He's getting off the line of scrimmage now at the same time as all the other defensive linemen. That is a big plus for Mozzie Smith. I put a short out on that. He's not the slowest guy anymore. That's like you said, he's getting better. It's a little thing, but it's a big thing that he gets that down. If he can get that down, we might be, in a much better situation with Mozzie Smith. That could help him double, and just on that little thing by getting up the line of scrimmage faster. He's doing that now. That we know. We've seen that happen. Now, Beebe, I agree with what you said, baby. Cooper Beebe, he's playing guard as a second stringer, third string center. Because he's not snapping the ball great right now. And he's having issues placing the ball, whether it's Trey Lance or Dak Prescott or Cooper Rush. He's putting the ball not always where it's supposed to be on the snaps, not coming back fast enough. And you'll see some of the videos from today. Snap the ball over the freaking quarterback's head. So that's something that Cooper Beebe has to continue to work on. It's not a good sign when he's struggling already with that. I don't think he'll be our starting center. I think he'll be our backup guard, backup center, more or less. With Brock Hoffman, he looked the best right now. I got to be honest, number 67. He looks like our starting center right now. That can change in a week or two, but Cooper Beebe's still not there yet. So I agree with Mark on Cooper Beebe. I agree with you on the snaps. And the blocking, he's looking great. But the snaps, he had some issues. And Mozzie definitely improved. Definitely improved. He's getting in the backfield more often. He's staying in his run gaps more often. That's big. He's got more weight on him now, good weight. And he's getting off the ball faster. So there you go, Mark. You got a little quickie there on our Cowboys and some of those players you were wondering about. So I think on that note, any other thoughts in the chat before we get it rolling here on some of the NFL? Really just one piece of NFL news.
No, we're ready to roll. Let's go.
So I don't think you even know this, baby, but listen to this. You remember what happened with DirecTV?
Yeah.
And that Sunday ticket? The courts ruled in favor of the fans basically, and went against the NFL and went against the owners.
Yeah, they got to pay the big bucks.
Well, guess what? Yesterday, an NFL statement. Yesterday, a federal district judge, overturned the jury verdict in the Sunday Ticket case. You didn't know that. And the NFL released a statement saying, quote, "We are grateful for today's ruling in the Sunday Ticket class action lawsuit. We believe that the NFL's media distribution model provides our fans with an array of options to follow the game they love, including local broadcasts of every single game on free over-the-air television. We thank Judge Gutierrez for his time and attention to this case, and we look forward to an exciting 2024 NFL season." Any thoughts? I know you're kind of surprised by that. Any thoughts?
Man,
the rich win again.
I guess it is cheaper to buy a judge than it is to pay us all back our money. So thanks, NFL.
Damn. And I just want to remind you guys all on one thing when it comes to this, because after the ruling came out, guess who opened his mouth saying we can't go into this salary cap now? Is going to have to be suffering now because of, we won't be able to sign any players because we have to pay out of our own pockets. That makes no sense. You guys remember who said that? It was Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones claimed the other day that the ruling, if it was upheld, which it wasn't, but if it was upheld, could have salary cap ramifications. No excuses anymore, Jerry Jones, right? No, you can't say your salary cap is going to be held back now.
Clear now.
See, Jerry, you think he didn't want to pay his players, Ceedee Lamb and Dak, because he thought that the salary cap was going to go down in the future because of this lawsuit? Guess what? Now you got the salary cap open again for the next fucking 10 years for you again. No more excuses. Will we ever pay Ceedee Lamb? Will we ever extend anybody? Whether it's Dak or Mike. We'll get into that in a minute, but goddamn, Jerry. Goddamn, you cheap ass mother. Anyways, we got the man, Mark Hosepian, all the way from Hawaii, dropping that 5 on it. Woo. As I drop Jerry Jones off the screen. I know Mark loves that. What did Mark Hosepian have to say, baby?
This is why we are dumb. Get a huge defensive tackle, then tell him to lose weight. Get a great guard, and then have him play center.
Different position.
BB needs to start. He's not a 6th-rounder.
He's the first. First of all, he's a 3rd-rounder, right? But he was a 3rd-rounder with the ability to be a first-round guard. Like, not a first round, but a starting guard in the league. Like right now, get a day 1 guard. And the Cowboys got him for center. I understand they're going to use him for the future.
He could have been a day 1 guard. He can't be a day 1 center. I think that's a better way of...
Out of the draft, right. Maybe one day he can be, but he's not a day 1 center. Right. Now, he might be an eventual center, but not, like you said, not a day 1 guy yet. So, we are kind of sitting in this same place at center with Hoffman having to be the man that picks up the pieces for us.
It seems like the Cowboys really hoped that he would have some certain skill set and ability that would transfer
quicker, I think,
to the center position. And clearly, as of now, very early on in camp still, doesn't seem to be working.
Definitely not working.
The experiment is a failure.
Yeah.
So
that's not good. And I'm with you right there, Mark. That is the way the clown show works. It's not even Will McClay. It's like Will McClay is not going to get the players, right? Is Will McClay grab the players and say, okay, now I want you to take this guy and use him here. And I want you to take this guy and use him here. No, he's not doing that. He gets you the player. He tells you what you got. This guy's a great guard. He might be able to snap it. And the Cowboys, front office, coaches, whoever you want to call it, the Cowboys, they decide to change things around a little bit. Make the player less valuable based on the front office thoughts or the coaching thoughts even sometimes. So I hear you there, Mark.
Now, Scorpio, Thomas Garrett, Spirit Garrett, Ramesh, thanks for rocking through here. Thomas Garrett.
The Superior Garrett.
Yes.
Anyways, appreciate everybody. Hit that like. Subscribe if you haven't. Most of you guys already subscribed. And hit that notification bell, of course. You know when we're going live. So let's keep it moving. Movement on the Cowboys roster. All right, these streams are going to be recaps. They're going to be a lot quicker, but we're going to definitely get those important details. Cowboys, of course, you guys all know when we left you guys last time, we lost Sam Williams for the year with a torn ACL and MCL. So not a good situation. If you guys seen the newest, I think I put a video today of the actual moment that the injury occurred. You really can't see it happening, his leg buckling, but you can see.
You see him falling.
Yeah, you see him.
He drops to the
ground.
Hit the ground. Like
it was on a special. It seemed like it could have been a pass rush drill, but it seemed like a special teams drill. I don't know why they are, just risking guys like this that we need them in the rotation on special teams. I know he's going to be a gunner. I know last year he was doing some stuff, but man, I know he's still a backup, but he's kind of a starter now in the rotation. Now he's gone for the year.
He was expected to be in special teams. That's why.
That's why we don't have Sam Williams now. So the Cowboys brought in a couple days ago. We brought in 4 veteran pass rushers. Not UFL guys, but veteran pass rushers. It was on Thursday. We brought 4 guys in, and the big name was Carl Lawson. On his record, he has 27 career sacks. The other guys that worked out was Justin Hollins, Shaka Toney, and Al-Qadim Muhammad. Those 4 guys are the guys that worked out. Again, literally, I guess you could say Friday. I guess today, they brought him yesterday. Today, they officially signed 2 of those 4 guys, and the 2 new players all 4 guys are edge pass rushers. This is to kind of replace the Sam Williams depth. And not with these guys replacing Sam Williams. They're just going to go at the bottom of the depth chart and have to move their way up. Everybody else gets pushed up forward. Now maybe Chauncey Golston and Fehoko. They got to do more now at that spot. So who are the guys that we signed? 2 guys. Shaka Toney and Al-Qadim Muhammad. Yep, no Carl Lawson. He's still a free agent. We worked these guys out, and these are the 2 guys that, whatever the reason, Zimmer, front office, these are the guys we came to terms with. So, again, Sam Williams was lost for the season. Cowboys are not sitting on their hands on this situation when it comes to depth and had these veteran pass rushers coming in. We ended up signing Al-Qadim Muhammad, Shaka Toney. Both of them bring depth and experience to the Cowboys' edge rusher room, right? The edge rushing room now, we got 2 veteran guys in there. But, again, you got the starters, which is, of course, Micah Parsons. And we'll see him at linebacker, too. But Micah's going to be basically starting at edge rusher with DeMarcus Lawrence on the other side. With both those guys manning the outside, who's going to step up and kind of be the Sam Williams? I think it's neither of these guys that we signed. I think it's still going to be a guy named Marshawn Nealand. And I know that Mark Hosepi might want to make a comment about this because that's a rookie, 2nd-round pick. Did we really need him? Now we actually do need him. Remember, we got him a 2nd-rounder. Going to be like a year to develop. Now he's got to step up sooner.
Welcome to the NFL.
Yeah, and the thing about Marshawn Nealand is that he's actually been looking pretty good. Now, I'm not saying he's looking great, but he's looking good. Not looking like Sam Williams.
Yeah, we'll hear from him later about, what this new challenge presents for him, obviously.
Right now, the Cowboys are desperately looking for a 3rd guy to play edge. And right now, it's Marshawn Nealand, the rookie. He's our 3rd guy in the rotation there. But they're hoping that maybe one of these guys, Muhammad or Toney, can get some of those snaps as well. Now, Nealand, I really like what he's doing. Where he's at as a rookie is great. It's a good spot. But he's not out there going to take away. He wouldn't have taken away many snaps from Sam Williams, is my point. Out of the 2 guys I've seen, and I will look through some of the video today because they did practice, number 72, Shaka Toney, number 92, Al-Qadim Muhammad. Both these guys, are veterans, but to me, Muhammad looked quicker. He did a spin move to beat a couple Awesome Richards, our last year rookie. I'm saying 2nd-year guy. He used some great moves, some speed. To me, Muhammad is the better guy so far. Toney's still kind of learning some of the things from Zimmer, from DeMarcus Lawrence. He's getting taught on the field there. Of course, their first practice was today. So, we'll see how that goes. But they're competing with Marshawn Nealand for that 3rd edge rusher for this season. Keep that in mind. Now, I do want to add something else. Muhammad and Toney have combined for 1 sack. You heard me right. 1 sack since the end of the 2021 season. Yeah. Now, I will say in 2021, Muhammad did have 6 sacks.
Okay.
Career high 6 sacks in that season. So he had something that year in 2021.
Yeah, but
after 2021,
more of a blip than a consistent thing, whatever it was.
But why is that, though? What's the reason for Muhammad's blip? Well, I'll explain. First of all, he played 6 seasons right now in the NFL with the Saints, the Colts, the Bears, and he has 12 career sacks in his career. He had 6 that one year in 2021, 6 other ones in the rest of his career. His best season, like I said, in 2021, he had 6 sacks for the Colts. So he's a former 6th rounder, all right, of the Saints in 2017. He only appeared in 4 games and only had 1 tackle before he got waived and released by the Saints. Then he spent the next 4 years with the Colts, where he probably has best group of games, 64 games, 25 starts. He had 11 sacks in those 4 years, 6 in 1 year, 3 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery. So he's active around the quarterback and getting sacks when he's at his best, getting sacks, maybe a couple forced fumbles, recoveries, that kind of stuff. Then he signed in 2022 with the Bears, and he played in 16 games. So he did play a full season there, basically, but he had 9 starts. But the problem is he only got 29 tackles and 1 sack. He's the one guy. He's the guy that got the sacks in 2020. Since 2022-23, he's the only guy that not Toney. He only got a sack, 1 sack that year with a full season of 26 games
Yeah.
and 9 starts. So only 29 tackles as well. Muhammad then returned to the Colts last year on a 1-year deal in January. Then he was released in August and re-signed to the practice squad in December for the Colts. And then Muhammad was suspended for 6 games for violating the NFL's performance-enhancing drug policy. So that is another reason why you kind of see him disappear. When he wasn't there with the practice squad, he was suspended for 6 games. I'm not sure if he's going to have to count that this year or not, but either way, he's had his issues, even though he's had a couple of good little sparks. He's not really lit up anything. He's not flamed up yet. You know what I'm saying? So Muhammad, he looked good out there, I will say, on the field, but always saying he's not going to be Sam Williams. He might not even be able to beat out Marshawn Nealon, the rookie. So we'll have to see. Take that with a grain of salt. He might be a practice squad depth guy, for all we know. Now, Shaka Toney, he sounds familiar because he's a 7th-round pick of the Washington Commanders in 2021. He played in 26 games throughout his career, 1 start with the Commanders in his first 2 seasons, and then he logged 16 tackles and only a sack and a half. Not very good, Shaka Toney there. Shaka Toney is a former teammate from Penn State, though, of Micah Parsons.
Okay.
And he also played, when he was with the Washington Commanders, he played under Jeff Ziganina in Washington. He's the defensive line manimal over there, so he definitely knows. Shaka Toney knows how he's going to be talked to by Jeff Z, the coach there. And again, Micah Parsons knows him from Penn State. These are 2 reasons why I think that he kind of got signed over the other guys, someone like Shaka Toney, because there's a connection with Coach Z, connection with Micah Parsons. Toney has played 169 career snaps. That's it. 169 total career. That's like 2 games. That's 3 games for Micah. So he played 3 games in his career fully through snap-wise. And even though he did show some glimpses of versatility, playing the run defense, pass rushing, and all that good stuff, he even dropped in the coverage a couple of times as an edge rusher. He's not really, he's not anything to be too excited about. He's an athlete, and he's 26 years old. I guess there's 2 other reasons there. Anyways, there you go, guys. You're updated now on Muhammad and Shaka Toney. Nothing great, just really depth to maybe knock off a couple other guys that wouldn't have, that would have made the team at the bottom of our depth chart. And instead, we got these guys.
Update you.
Yeah, I saw Marco Sippin dropping that 5 on it.
That's right. Huge shout out to Mark. Appreciate you. You know what he said?
Hit me.
Marshawn's a run stopper and not known to be a pass rusher. Our D-line blows. No one scares anyone on our D-line other than Micah. Tank's okay at rushing, and Osa's okay.
Yeah, I agree. Osa is okay at pass rushing. He's all right. He wins the pass rush rate there. He's good at run defense sometimes. Osa, okay. DeMarcus Lawrence is dominant in the run defense. Pass rushing, though, not scaring anybody. Micah's scary, mainly in the pass. Run game, they run at him. So he's got his weaknesses there. But I agree with Mark pretty much. We not really have anybody scary other than they hit to really, really play. But again, I will say this like I always say this. There's usually not another scary guy on these defenses. Very rarely do you have 2 or 3 scary guys on defenses because you look at Aaron Donald. He was kind of the only scary guy for them, right? We can go through this, probably go to J.J. Watt and say, oh, well, there's only one scary guy in that defensive line for Houston, so it's just a couple. What I'm trying to say is that it's hard to get a second truly scary guy on your team. We got the guy Micah when it comes to the pass rush and a couple other really good players, but there's some weaknesses now. And now we got 2 veterans that we'll see if Muhammad look good, but that's one day of his first practice. We'll see how that turns out and for the future. I see another $2 holler.
That's right.
By Marco Seppian.
A big mahalo once more.
He's moving up this board quickly. He's in the top 10 now. What'd he say?
These dicks are just bodies. Jerry Jones thinks they are stars.
That's the Jerry Jones MO. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, we found these diamonds in the rough, and it's all because of Jerry. That's the way it seems with this front office. It's very frustrating. Trust me. So yeah, when we end up having a guy, right? Like, let's say Marshawn Nealon.
Yeah.
Let's say he beats out Shaka Toney. And he beats out Al-Qadim Muhammad. You know what Jerry's going to say? Hey, our 2nd-round pick just beat out these 2 other veterans. That, my friends, when you hear that talk, it's pretty simple. You know what's going to come. You know what's coming with that. That's clown show talk. That's clown show bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
So when you hear the Joneses saying, hey, listen, Brock Hoffman beat out, the undrafted center, it's the clown show talk. You know that when they say, if they say Marshawn Nealon beats out Shaka Tony and beats out, Al-Qadir Muhammad, that's Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, to say, listen, hey, look how good Nealon is because he beat out 2 veterans in the NFL. And in the end, whether he has a good year or not, I'm always going to remember that. We're all going to remember that and say, remember, they're going against guys that are kind of end of the depth chart / practice squad players. That's who you're beating out. You know what I'm saying? When you say, oh, what's our center name? I can't believe it.
BB?
No, baby.
Brock?
Yeah, Brock Hoffman. Like when Brock Hoffman beats out Farniok, like he did in the past, Jerry Jones will be like, hey, you beat out Farniok. Who gives a fuck-yuck? That's my point. It's like there's no you beat me out for the center spot. Congratulations. That's what Jerry Jones sells the fans. That's clown show shit. Anyways, thank you for getting me all hyped up for this clown show shit. And Mark Hosepian with the $5 and the $2 holler. Big shout outs to him on that. Now, should I continue going, baby? Is it?
Yeah. Let's keep it rolling. So, and shout out, by the way, yes, to the man Seabass in the chat. Doing well. Hopefully you're doing well.
Yeah, hopefully, well. Yeah. I hope that we can get him on the show here. I think we got him on 2 more shows coming. Yeah. So, just let us know when Sunday's good or Monday or Tuesday. That's kind of our 3 days we have right now. We're probably going to go live on Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday. Oh, shoot. There's the man, Mark Hosepian. Once again, it's on. Like Donkey Kong. With that 5 on it. And yes, it ain't no joke. He's moving on up this board. Pretty sure he's like close to top 5 already. What did Mark Hosepian have to say, baby?
My point is, everyone else is very okay. Not saying we need all scary guys, but a team looks at our D-line and will think that we can win most of these battles. That's not good. So I agree. I mean, and they know how to do it. They know which way to make Micah less, scary. You run at him. Yeah. You're gonna run at Micah. Now, I will say, I seen the Cowboys kind of doing a little bit of Micah at linebacker, which a lot of people love, but that means you might see some coaches, some quarterbacks, they might start saying, if Micah goes, when he drops back as a linebacker, we don't have to worry about the pass rush as much. And that's what the kind of the knock on Micah being at linebacker, that could be an issue. Now, if we can still get pressure, Micah could drop back at linebacker, sometimes we're going to be good. He's a dominant like screen breaker and a dominant underneath kind of coverage guy, but outside of that, we don't want him spread out too far deep down the field. Micah, we don't want him covering down the field too often. We want him attacking the quarterback as much as possible. Yeah, so, that's where his strength
attacking
lies.
The line. Yeah, the line of scrimmage, attack, breakthrough.
Yeah, doesn't matter if he's doing it in the D-line or as a linebacker, as a who, what, when, where, why, how, right? Yeah. That's his strength.
Agree.
And we need to plan and work around that,
Yeah. Yeah, I hear
and maximize his efforts there.
I agree. And the scarier you make him, the better he's going to be. I think the best way of doing it with Micah is, you put him at linebacker sometimes, on first down sometimes maybe, I don't know, on some screen probability plays. You put Micah back there at linebacker. But to me, Micah Parsons needs to be moved around as an edge rusher or you could be off-ball linebacker as long as he's constantly coming in and blitzing from the A gap, B gap, outside. As long as you have him always kind of giving pressure player, attacking, and pressuring the middle, the left, the right. Not just the left all the time. Or not just the right 70% of the time when teams can now get a read and a bead on you. That's the shit that we were doing with Dan Quinn. We got to just make him a little more versatile, move him around a little bit. And he has the versatility to do that because he can literally be dropped into off-ball linebacker mode, which he still does phenomenal. If not the best off-ball linebacker maybe in the NFL still. Depending on when in coverage and attacking and breaking plays up. I wouldn't say he's the best run stopper, but he'll be there as well. His size is a little bit more of an issue, I would say. But in the end, yeah, I agree with Mark Hosepian. Our defense is beatable when the offensive coordinators look at our team.
Yeah. So let me also hit up the $2 holler from Mr. Mark Hosepian. That's going to hit here in just a moment. Again,
$2 J. Lou holler.
A big mahalo to Mark Hosepian, who's basically trying to power himself fully up here.
He is currently, I think he's 6th on the overall board right now. 7th or 6th, something like that. He is just shooting up this thing.
You know what he said?
Hit me.
Keep teams honest.
Yep.
Blitz from all over.
There you go. You must have been listening. We must be on the same wavelength here. 100%, Mark. I mean, don't you? I mean, imagine if you have Michael coming from the left side a bunch of times, the right side a bunch of times, the middle a bunch of times, a little off-ball linebacker. Imagine that. Marcos, there it is. The $2 holler as Mark is continuing to not only move up the board, but baby, he's also piling on points on that stream boss.
That's right.
He's close to 100
That's
already.
what I said. He's almost fully powered up.
He's almost powered up. He's got Marshawn Nealon, 94 points on that stream boss. Big shout out to Mark, man. Keep it coming, man. And I love the comments and the questions and the thoughts. I won't agree just to agree. I'm going to give you my true thoughts, but yeah, you're hitting them out of the ballpark right now. And I'm with you. I'm 100% with you with Micah. Use him around, move him around, and blitz with him. Yes, blitz. That's what off-ball linebacker blitz, but different directions, different locations. Anyways, injuries. Let's move to, we did the signings. We got Sam Williams. That's how we quote unquote, fix that spot. Mm-hmm. But we also moving on to another injury at receiver. A little, I guess you could say a little light because we don't have CeeDee Lamb. But the Cowboys had to waive an undrafted rookie free agent. And his name is wide receiver Corey Crooms Jr. from Minnesota College. He was an undrafted rookie we picked up. He suffered a lower leg injury in practice earlier this week, and the Cowboys had to let him go. It was a serious enough injury where he's not going to make the team. So it's an unfortunate ending for Corey Crooms Jr., who's having a strong, training camp up to this point right now. Considering his status as being an undrafted, he was looking good. Now he's gone for a while. He's off the Cowboys, which, by the way, just so you guys know, we signed 2 guys, went over by 1, and then we released Crooms, which now puts us at 90 players, plus, is it Denzel or the guy from the Bahamas, who's our extra player on the international, international player program.
I can't remember his name. I'm sorry.
I forgot. It was touch with a D. He's an interior defensive lineman, defensive tackle, but he's undrafted. He's our bonus player, you can say, from being an international exception. So we have all 90 players plus 1, plus that international exemption. So I think his name is Denzel, last name. Anyways, the point is, our team is fully loaded now with those 2 edge rushers. We released the receiver that was injured, and we're at 91 players now. Now I see a drop here from the man Marco Seppian, a 5 on it, as he's 1 point away from fully loaded. He's at Chauncey Golston style right now. Golston's looking good, by the way. I will say that in practice. What did Mark have to say with that 5 on it?
If we had some decent big guys up front, they could easily keep the O-line off of him at the next level. But we don't. When Mozzie is our best defensive tackle, that's not good.
Yeah. I hear you. You got to remember, though, this is a team. Outside of Mozzie, we don't invest in that position at all. I mean, Osa, he's a pass rushing type of guy. Cowboys never really focus on a big, space eater type, which is what we've been needing for years. I don't know if we have that with Mozzie Smith yet, but at least he got the weight back on right. He looks a lot more solid right now. I will say that. Oh, I see Thomas Garrett saying Jackson. I think it's Daxon, his name. With the D. Pretty sure it's DD, but
so
I think it's Daxon.
Not Jackson.
I think it's Daxon.
Okay.
But
thank you, Thomas Garrett. Appreciate that.
Yes, thank you for reminding me of that. But yes, I agree with Marco Seppian. I mean,
what's up, Chris Plumage? Shout out to you.
Yeah,
Dallas
Chris in the
coming at me.
house.
Too much love.
Appreciate you guys. Everybody here with us. Hit that like and subscribe. But I agree with Mark. No guys really that's going to be playing that interior that we know if they can even hold up. I mean, are we going to be able to even stop the run? If we don't stop the run, then we're just going to have another one of those seasons that we just don't even bother holding your breath. We know how it's going to end. Team's going to run all over us. So even if we do good in the regular season, in the postseason when it gets the weather involved and that stuff is going to make us have to go to the run or have the other team easily go to the run. Are we going to be able to stop that? It's up to Zimmer, I guess, and his scheme. That's what Stephen Jones said. It's not about the players anymore. It's about the scheme we're going to be using. So it's in Zimmer's hands, I guess. Worries me a bit there, It does worry me a bit. And, Mozzie is currently, I think, definitely our best one tech guy. I mean, 3 tech, I'd say Osa is probably the best on the interior defensive line. And everyone behind those 2 guys, they're rookies or undrafted rookies. Yeah, pretty bad. So what can I say, guys? I'm with you there, Mark. Now, I do want to bring up some important moves when it comes to, well, a move that's very important when it comes to injuries. And it's, of course, you see him on the thumbnail, Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs.
Probably the most important injury outside of the...
Yeah, the Sam Williams one. Yeah, but Trayvon Diggs, man, we want to see him back out there. We want to make sure he's not going to be, rushed back, get injured too early and something like this. So McCarthy...
we need him healthy.
Yeah, I mean, this was on, I think, on Monday's practice. Tuesday's practice. What ended up happening was McCarthy, when he was in front of the media, said that Trayvon Diggs is coming off the physically unable to perform list. So, guys, that's great news. It means he's already can go back into team drill. We can do team drills, but now he can work with the position drills. He can do certain kind of lineups and drills. He might not be. I don't think he's doing team drills yet. He is not. But now he's getting closer to that point. That's a big plus going forward. So Trayvon Diggs back on the field. You see some of the videos I posted. He's back in the field doing some little light work in there after practice. But they're just getting him ready. He's doing the regular drills with the team. He's getting in now. He can be on the field with the players. So on the sideline with the players. Now he don't have to be kept away from everybody and working out on those with the rehab guy for those cords. So anyways, that's great news for Trayvon Diggs as he's getting back on track to maybe be ready week 1. It looks like now. Yeah. So I'm very happy. That's big news, and a little earlier in the week, but. That was the only piece of news that really came out that day. So Trayvon Diggs back on the field, Grant, fantastic. Now I will add. Now that's the good news. Let's go to bad news. Some injured players. And first, I want to start with Monday or Tuesday. And Cowboys, when they hit the field, it was the first time we had pads on, but we were missing another guy, Ryan Flournoy. He's a rookie wide receiver, 6th-round pick, guys. Rookie 6th-round pick Ryan Flournoy was on the sideline working with the rehab group. Yeah. Mike McCarthy confirmed that Flournoy is dealing with a knee issue that's keeping him off the field right now in Oxnard. And I mentioned this last week when we went live on 5 days ago, that you saw him on the side in the group of receivers, kind of like working his leg, kind of something happened. So this was an injury that happened last week. We had called that, and then when we got off of Sunday, Monday, then Tuesday, it was announced that he was injured. So Flournoy is injured. He's trying to get back to full health. He's working on the sideline in the rehab group there. But in his absence, now you have guys, like Cavante Turpin finding consistency. Jalen Brooks taking another step up the kind of that in practices with more passes getting thrown to him now because someone's got to pick up the slack, right? And then you got Tyron Billy Johnson, number 13. That's a guy we got to keep an eye on because he's having a great camp. And he keeps getting more snaps with the first team. So that's how guys like Ryan Flournoy, a rookie, being out of the mix, getting less snaps for him, no snaps for him, means other guys get a lot of snaps. And we get to see maybe a little bit more from guys that maybe won't make this team or wouldn't have made this team without it. Maybe guys that can move up the depth chart a little bit because they have a better opportunity with more passes thrown to them and more snaps for them. So just want to say Flournoy will be thrown into the mix probably sometime next week when he's healthy. All right, right now they want to keep him on the sideline and wait till he's healthy enough to return. Now, I did hear a little ding-a-ling. Bling! By Marco Seppian. With that 5 on it. And he's back to fully loaded 100 points on the stream, boss. What did the man Marco Seppian have to say as he's moving up this board?
Said, look at Osa, our best defensive tackle, pass rusher. He's averaging 3 sacks a season. I don't expect 10 sacks, but 3? This is good? For us, yes, because we have no one else.
Yeah, I mean, for us, it is, I say for the Cowboy team, not for us personally, we need more than that. And the interior defensive line. But the Cowboys don't look at the interior defensive line to, get their sacks from. Usually the Cowboys are looking at the interior line to kind of, push the pocket into the quarterback and make him run to the outside to get sacked by Micah, DeMarcus Lawrence, or someone like that. So it seems the Cowboy mindset has been, we just need a guy who can stop the run and push the pocket into the quarterback. But we haven't had anyone that could do that, Osa or anybody else. Even Hankins wasn't great at pushing the pocket back. He was more of a run clogger, and that's what I wish we would get. If we're gonna get somebody who can't rush, then at least get somebody who can clog the goddamn. The holes there. So Osa with Mozzie, if they have a good year, and if they are even a little bit improved, I mean, I think from the inside we might see 7, 8 sacks total between both these guys. Between the interior, I'm saying the defensive interior line, you might see Osa get 5 sacks this year. Someone like Mozzie pick up like 2 or 3 maybe. He'll be more of a pass rusher. So we'll see. That's maybe at best, but we'll see what happens. If we get even 8 sacks from both these guys, that'd be a win, right, Mark? That's a win. We'll see what happens. I think that there's a better chance of that happening than us go getting any kind of free agent or any kind of big name guy. Nah, we're gonna work with our guys. We gotta knock on wood and hope.
That's right.
Hope. You know what I mean? So
now I did want to read this quick comment here by Mr. Seabass, because we all have to wish him some good luck and send him the love his way, because he is going to be competing in South Korea in a few months. Now, he said it's not the Olympics or anything.
That's awesome, though.
But he is going up against a former U.S. Marine.
Oof.
So,
good luck, Seabass. Kick some ass, Seabass. Damn.
Heck yeah. So, again,
definitely wishing you luck.
We fully believe in you.
We know you can do it.
So, again, very excited for you.
Yes.
And enjoy your time, even outside of the, competition. So, Tom, hello and hi. He said, I don't know what Zimmer's history is with interior D linemen. Hopefully that's an issue we address in the future. Just a big guy, not a first round hopeful. We just need an RB1 for long-term purposes.
Yeah. For end of the season purposes, I think. We need that RB1.
Well, not
right?
even that. If you hear, again, have a few blurbs from Will McClay.
I can't wait. I haven't heard
he
this.
mentions, the importance of
solid running back.
Yeah. So we'll get to that.
By the way, I was going to say the one thing I know about Zimmer's defense interior, usually has a big guy playing inside. That's usually the way it is, and I'm assuming that Jones has said you ain't getting nobody else big guys inside. You're not getting anybody else except for Mozzie and these rookies we gave you, like Rodgers in the 7th round. So, it's Zimmer's got to do kind of what Dan Quinn had to do. He had to deal with what he had, and Zimmer's got to deal with what he has. And I think that his only option is to make Mozzie the best he can to be that interior kind of big guy that he's used to when he was with Minnesota, when Zimmer was in Minnesota. So that's my thought there. Anyways. Hopefully, yes, Mr. Seabass, your ear does not explode this time around. And by the way, please let us know if Sunday, Monday, Tuesday are all right. Make sure you document that so we can get that from him. So we want him on here talking about this training camp so far. So hopefully the next couple of days we'll get you on here, Seabass. Stay close. Now, let me keep it rolling because we're going to go through the practices real quick. But in today's practice, as we're getting kind of caught up, unfortunately, there were a couple of injuries today. And the first one was not really an injury. It's more kind of like a working out, a minor issue situation.
Anything worse than a bump or a bruise, I'm going to count as an injury, and I want to know about it.
Micah Parsons, how's that?
Ouch.
Micah Parsons is dealing with elbow soreness today. All right, and again, Micah dealing with this elbow soreness. He was still doing conditioning work on the sideline. He was running around there. You might see that if you saw the video today, you'll see him running around there. The bigger thing with Micah, though, is that he's obviously the good news is that he's not sustained any kind of major injury. The Cowboys are being careful. He's being careful.
Okay, good.
In fact, in today's team practices, he didn't do drills. He didn't really do any drills or any of that goal line stuff, mojo stuff, or run only stuff. But what he did do was get into team drills. And they didn't do many. Today the Cowboys did not do many team drills. It was a lot, mostly passing. But Micah Parsons was right back in the practice for the team portion, which is actually the most important portion. So great news from Micah. Even though he missed half of practice with the elbow soreness, he came back in and did his thing. So that is great news for Micah Parsons. Now we got 2 other guys that got hurt, unfortunately. And they're guys that need to keep things going or else they might lose their jobs. So safety, Israel Mukuamu, and tight end Luke Schoonmaker. Mm-hmm. Both these guys left practice today, and again, I'll give you the update on this. Now, Israel Mukuamu was the first guy to leave practice out of the 2. He left practice during special teams drills, and we just lost Sam Williams. Now we're playing around, going to lose other people. I don't know if we should stop special teams drills, but he got injured somewhere in that mix there. He walked under his own power to the medical tent, and it's unclear what happened, guys. Again, he's fully entrenched in a roster battle with a loaded secondary, especially at safety. But we have a loaded defensive secondary. Like corners and safety, we got a lot of these guys. And we know who the starters are. You got, Diggs. You got at the corner. You got Diggs, Bland, Jordan Lewis at safety. We got Malik Hooker, and we have Donovan Wilson. Those are starters. So Mukwamu's playing for a backup role somewhere in there. And he does have the versatility to play cornerback and safety. So that might be something that holds on to his spot for him. And I always liked him. He's a big guy. But it's up to really comes down to, can Mike Zimmer use him enough and be able to use him in the way he's built to be used. Can he do that for him, with him being injured now for who knows how long? So we don't know. We don't have any more information on Mukwamu, what's going on with him. We can only hope it's a quick situation so we can get back on the field and try to battle for a special team / backup role at safety / corner. He's got a lot of duties there. So he's an important player at left practice. Again, some of these practices you see him he got back-to-back picks. He got him on Trey Lance and then on Dak. Mm-hmm. So Mukwamu's physical. He's good. And he's in a roster battle. So he's fighting it out with trying to get something there and win that job under Zimmer's defense. Now, on offense, we got Schoonmaker. Just like Mukwamu, we don't really don't know what the injury is for Mukwamu, but the same thing goes for Schoonmaker. We don't know what the injury is for Schoonmaker. We don't know if either of these guys are going to miss any time at all yet. But for Schoonmaker, it also comes at an inopportune time. Why do I say this? Well, Cowboys are about what? We're about a week away, guys, from our first preseason game. I think next Saturday, right? It's like Saturday or Sunday.
I think it's next Sunday.
So we got a game next Sunday in like 8 days. And, who are going to be the guys battling it out on the field now? Because we know we're not going to use Ferguson in this game. So we don't have many guys left out here because a lot of people are banged up or hurt. I don't know, Hendershot and then we got John Stevens, back. But it's really about the depth chart heating up right now, the battle there. Both these guys got to kind of stay in the mix or else they might drop on the depth chart. And now they're both hurt. We don't know how long yet. And they definitely have to get into preseason games. Both these guys are preseason, darlings. Like these guys are going to live for preseason to try to make and secure their spot on this team. So right now, guys, with every rep you get and every game you get, every preseason game you get in there, it's gonna help you. It should help you if you're doing well. But everyone you miss, it's gonna stack against you, and the other guys are gonna pass you. So these two guys have to be careful about losing their spots. Again, Micah Parsons, no worries there. He's got a spot, but he also came back into practice today. And when it comes to Mukwamu and Schoonmaker, I'm hoping that it's nothing serious. Now we say that, and usually it ends up being something that's gonna take him out a couple weeks. And that could be enough to keep him off the team, some of these guys, right?
It ends up not going that way.
Yeah. So, again, Mukwamu had a good start to training camp. Mukwamu was out. Like I said, he had some picks. He was involved. Which, again, in my opinion, he has, he comes back sooner than later. He'll have a chance to move up the depth chart and secure a spot. I think Mukwamu is in good shape. Schoonmaker will secure a spot because he's a second-round pick last year, but had the shoulder injury coming into camp. Had a hamstring injury coming into camp. Mm-hmm. Didn't go into PUP list, which was great, but now cannot afford it. He's injured. We don't know what it is. Cannot afford a setback for him, or he's gonna be in a situation that's gonna be bad. He'll drop down to tight end 3 or maybe tight end 4. Who knows? He's trying to win that second tight end spot right now. By the way, 2 other quick injuries I wanted to discuss. Just throw out there. Ryan Flournoy still not practicing. Just so you guys know, as I said earlier in the week, he missed, he's kind of have the issue with the legs, but now he's still missing. He missed today's practice again. So was Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn was, just in kind of notepads today. He was just working with the rehab group there. And also another guy who is having a great camp, rookie Tyler Guyton, number 60. He missed practice today with an illness. So he'll be fine. At least it's an illness. It's not like an injury. Yeah. Right? We don't want we want the illness eye. We don't want the injury eye.
The only reason I get worried is because I'm worried it's gonna, maybe
spread,
infect the rest of the team or something. But
they kept them away quick as possible. You guys got the injury situation all caught up. Any quick comments on the injuries for this team? I mean, these are the 2 main ones that are now new. We know Trayvon Diggs is back. We know we lost Sam Williams for the year. We got these 2 guys. We don't know what the injuries are. We got Flournoy and Deuce Vaughn, who are on the sideline working with some resistance cords, and Micah kind of warming up today with the arm soreness, elbow soreness, but he was back at the team practices. We're basically 2 weeks into camp 1 week of full hitting with pads. And we got a long list of guys already kind of banged up and bruised up.
So, by the way, of course, Mr. Seabass, again, just so excited for you to be able to compete on that stage and do your thing. So, now Marco Seppian did have a question about our rookie linebacker. He said, how's he doing? I thought that he was kind of a serious reach.
Yeah. 3rd round pick, Maurice Liufau, right? Liufau, he's number 35. He's not really getting a lot of reps right now. I don't see him getting a lot of snaps in there right now because knock on wood, all our linebackers are healthy right now, it seems like. Most of them are, right? So, we got Kendricks in there. We got Damone Clark in there, who spoke today. We have, Marquise Bell could come in there and help out. We got Overshown looking really good. Still has that explosive hitting. So, when it comes to the linebacker side, we got like 4 good linebackers kind of set in place there. And I think Liufau is more for next year, but I think that he will be, as every week goes by, I think he'll be taking more snaps from guys like Eric Kendricks. And I think he'll be taking snaps from other guys away as well in certain situations for Zimmer. I just think he'll be a little bit slower start, kind of like a Cooper Beebe situation at center. So, anyways, there you go. Anything else maybe before we keep it rolling?
No, of course. Let me see here. No, I think we kind of touched on everything here. Right.
So now that I get these guys off the screen, let's keep it moving to, I guess you could say, contract talks. I mean, it's funny that most teams are not really talking about contracts because they got their guys signed or they're going to sign it. We're talking about contract talks because we don't have our best players signed. Thank you, fucking Jerry Jones. Thank you, Stephen Jones. Thank you, the fucking clown show. Anyways, the clown show. Let's just put the clown show talk up here because we have a little information here from earlier in the week from and about CeeDee Lamb's contract situation. So earlier this week, Stephen Jones said this on San Antonio Sports Star on the contract talks with Dak Prescott and, of course, CeeDee Lamb. Quote, right now, this is what Stephen Jones said, right now the ball's in Dak's court, and we're waiting to hear from them. They understand that the ball is in their court. And then Stephen Jones talked about CeeDee Lamb earlier this week. Quote, we keep having multiple exchanges with CeeDee. He actually sent us something late on Sunday. We continue to grind away on it. I would characterize both Dak and CeeDee's negotiations as very cordial and upbeat. We're optimistic. We'll continue to work toward doing something and getting something done. That's the clown show for you. Now, they've been working on this since when? 4, 5, 6 months ago? I mean, what the hell? So CeeDee Lamb not signed yet, although I will give you a little bit of an inspiring news, I guess, although it might not be inspiring anymore since it's been four days. But first, let's hear from Marco Seppi, who just dropped that 5 on it.
Woo! You know what he had to say?
Hit me.
This is what irritates me. This team has holes. Defensive tackle, receiver, running back, and a few others. Our 2nd round defensive edge is not a pass rusher. And our 3rd rounders are backups. Yeah,
I mean, I understand his anger with that because, well, first of all, 3rd rounders usually will start as backups. They're not going to come in as starters, Mark, even if they're 3rd rounders. Usually they don't come in and just start. We are a little bit spoiled, I think, on our side of things. When we do have these guys kind of show out in the 2nd or 3rd rounds, we're like, oh, every 2nd or 3rd rounder has got to be a starter. Not necessarily, but we're not having enough starters coming out from this group. Now, I will say this, Mark. You got to give me this. Jalen Tolbert, I said, hold out on him. I think he's having a fantastic camp this year again. Better than last year. And we know it was a bust that first year, so you got to give some of these guys a little bit of time, right? And that's why Tolbert, 3rd rounder, now he's looking like we got a great deal if he continues playing the way he's showing in camp. So just tonight, just trying to let you know, we got to wait and see on some of these guys. But yeah. I when it comes to the guys we're missing here, we didn't really address defensive tackle. We still using Mozzie. We didn't sign Ceedee back, right? I mean, no, let me rephrase that. We didn't give him an extension. He's holding out right now. We know about the running back situation with Zeke. He's our starter, basically. I mean, question mark, really? And again, I agree with the Marshawn Nealon situation, who's not really a great pass rusher. But the Cowboys, I think, going to use him maybe as not the Sam Williams guy, maybe as more of the guy that gives a break to DeMarcus Lawrence more often. The guy who is DeMarcus Lawrence, who's more of a run stopper than a pass rusher anymore, and that's what Marshawn Nealon will fit a better piece in there. Maybe they're trying to hope to get maybe Muhammad, or or Tony. One of these guys can turn into like a subpar Micah, a subpar Sam Williams, and maybe they could use him on the other side. We'll see what happens. I don't know, but I hear you, man. There's definitely some anger when it comes to some of the drafting and some of the way we use our guys in the second and third rounds. Although, again, I want to reiterate, not every second and third rounder is an automatic starter day one. You know what I mean? Most of the time, they need a couple of weeks in the regular season before we get close to like that starting role. Most of the time. So, now, I appreciate that from Mark Hovsepian. I do want to say this, though. After Stephen Jones spoke on Monday, basically, there's a guy who works with contracts. His name is Ricky, all right? Pretty Ricky. He's on Twitter, and he's hit up on some of the biggest contracts. He's got them right. A couple days or a week before they came out and they were announced, he hit him out of the ballpark. The Jordan Love from the Packers deal, he got that one. The Tua deal, he got that one. Those are the two most recent ones. So he actually reported a couple days ago, quote, Cowboys are closing in on a 4-year extension with Ceedee Lamb worth between $136 and $138 million. Now, that's what he said. We kind of posted what he said, so you guys are in the loop, but nothing's come from that yet. There's no deal signed. There's no deal. It's close maybe, but it's not close enough. Just so you guys know, though, a 4-year deal with $136 million is $34 million a year. And $138 million is $34.5 million a year. So either way, he's literally touching Justin Jefferson. That's what the people are thinking this deal is going to come to, which is something that I never disagreed with. I actually think that he deserves that $34 million a year, $34.5 million a year. To me, it's more like what the hell the Joneses offering him. Like, are they still offering him $30, $31 million? Are they still lowballing him that bad? Because if that's what they're doing, we're going to be getting rid of CeeDee Lamb. And that's going to be just too offensive. Eventually, he'll just be like, listen, I'll play this year and I'm out of here. So, and he really can't leave if we franchise tag him. But you guys understand, like, right now, it looks like the money is around $34 to $34.5 million a year for CeeDee Lamb. And the Joneses are probably trying to lowball him at 31 or 32. That's how close we are to this thing. Thank you, Jaylon in the house. Welcome to the family. And a big shout out to Mark Hovsepian, who dropped another 5 on it.
Woo,
Hit me with it.
He said, when we have so many holes, you will not convince me we could not move up or get immediate help, like running back. Tolbert might improve, but he will be a third wide receiver.
Well, again, I think he'll be a third.
Obviously he wants,
This year he's be a third. I think, let's say after Brandon Cooks leaves next year, he's expected to be a second receiver. He's expected to be like Michael Gallup. Like that's the role he's going to probably have to fill in for Tolbert there. But yeah, I mean, listen, I don't even want to. I agree 100%. I wish the Cowboys would use their picks, package them, and move forward, move up to get a guy that can help them now in the second round, a guy that can help them now maybe in the third round. I've already stopped holding my breath for that, right, Mark? I mean, we know the Cowboys front office will never do that. So even saying that wish we can do that, it's like wishing I could touch the moon from here. It's like it's not realistic because we know the Cowboys do not move up. I wish they would, but they won't. So they won't. Now that we know they won't move up for most 99% of the time, they're not moving up in the draft. We have to get the best guys that are there. So I think Will McClay does a great job in doing that with the best he can do, with having 2 arms tied behind his back. So, anyways. By the way, much love to Mark Hovsepian, who's very close to jumping over McLovin into that top 3 spot, I think. So, big shout outs to Mark Hovsepian on that side of things. Now, and 99 points from Mark, too. We lost a point there with the new subscriber. So, appreciate you, Mark, again. And trust me, I hear you about Tolbert. I think Tolbert, we got to wait and see, right? I think he could be a second guy next year. This year, a third guy. We'll see, though. We'll see, right? This is the developments portion of things. He's definitely gotten better. So, anyways, this pretty Ricky guy who supposedly works for what is he? He works for the NFL or something with the contracts or something like this. Supposedly he knows, he's got some information. Who knows? But right now it's been 5 days and CeeDee Lamb ain't signed yet. So, I'm pretty sure that we had not just Stephen Jones speak. But I know Jerry Jones also spoke, and that was today. And he basically said, listen, about these contracts, but he also spoke about the situation at camp right now, which is there's nobody really, no fans really going to the games. Yeah, going to the, not the games, empty. Not the games, but going to the practices. Well, not about preseason.
No, true.
The games. No one. I mean, the practices.
Training camp.
Yeah. No one's going to the training camp practices. As far as the fans are concerned, very low numbers out there. Very low numbers. That's the way you make Jerry a little nervous. Although he said, "quote I'm not too." He's basically not too concerned about the attendance. It's happening in Oxnard. The low attendance. He said, "quote There's just so much to what's going on here that hasn't been something that should really concern us." So again, now we got Jerry Jones over here. Not even he's saying he's not worried about
he's pulling we just too busy, too much work.
Too much work going on here. Of course the fan's not going to be here every day. Sure, Jerry, you love it. You're just so happy about the situation, and not just that. Then of course there was a lot of questions about the situation with CeeDee Lamb's contract and Dak Prescott's contract. Jerry Jones said this about CeeDee Lamb's contract, quote, these contract talks are progressing. I'm sorry, they're just progressing in my mind when it comes to CeeDee Lamb's contract. So basically, in his mind, they're progressing. We know it don't mean shit when it coming from your mind. So really, is this really progressing to a deal? He also spoke about Dak's contract, said, quote, I would say that we're talking. I would not have a legitimate progress point there at all. And I really don't have it for Lamb either. Let me put CeeDee back up there. He doesn't have it for CeeDee Lamb either. And it's not negative. I just think it wouldn't do any good to talk about the progress being made. So then they asked him, is CeeDee Lamb or Dak, is it one closer than the other? Jerry Jones said, quote, not necessarily, but I just don't want to talk about it. Interesting. I know you have more about it. Before we get to the actual practices, which, by the way, that day 4 practice, not many, it was empty stands, guys, in the bleachers. Empty. That definitely, I don't care what Jerry says, it doesn't make him happy. I guarantee you that. And, a lot of people are saying, you keep overcharging the fans, and then you bitch about the players you got to sign. Jerry, everyone's
to take that seriously sometimes.
You guys sometimes in here say to me, come on, like, why can't these players take less money? And I always say, why can't Jerry take less money? Why don't Jerry charge less and stop abusing us fans? Well, fans are speaking back a little bit, and there was not many people that showed up on that Tuesday practice. I will say this, on Wednesday, all of a sudden there's a bunch of people there. But I would not put it past Jerry Jones to have stacked those seats a little bit. No. There still was not as many people as usually are there. And today's practice, empty as well. So, not a very good situation going on for Jerry Jones and his training camp, money farm he's got over there. So, now he's, again, I don't know who spoke. I need you, baby. I know you got all the context
you
here.
Straight up said it, Jerry and Steven.
All right, so hit me with it, baby.
CeeDee Lamb.
Hit me with the clown show.
So, of course, you can't talk about CeeDee Lamb and his contract situation without also kind of including Dak a little bit there. So, Stephen Jones said it, quote, right now the ball's in Dak's court. We're waiting to hear from them. They understand the ball's in their court. And that, I'm sorry, what is it?
No, I thought I had said that part already. That's why. No, I thought we had
spoken about the fact that I was going to touch on this again.
Okay. I didn't know if it was all going to be the same exact thing. That's all. But go ahead. It's all yours.
So, back to what Stephen Jones said, saying, quote, we keep having multiple exchanges with CeeDee. He actually sent us something late Sunday. We continue to grind away on it. I would characterize both negotiations as very cordial and upbeat. We're optimistic we'll continue to work towards getting something done. And then, he actually added in there a little bit more detail on the Dak Prescott side of things, just saying that we think in terms of being real positive that we're going to get this contract done. We don't picture Dak in another uniform at all. We do believe that the worm is going to turn, and he's going to win a championship for us. So, worm is going to turn, is going to live rent-free in my head for a little while, because that is weird and funny and bizarre. So, that was what Stephen Jones had to say, and then earlier today, obviously, Jerry Jones also spoke. And as far as CeeDee Lamb's contract situation, he just said, quote, they're just progressing in my mind. He kind of said, he was asked, was one contract closer than the other as far as the Dak and CeeDee one? He said, not necessarily, but I just don't want to talk about it. So,
we got a little repeat there, guys. So I just thought it was a little more than that. I thought he had said more than just that about the contracts. And that's Stephen Jones, by the way. There's Jerry.
Nope, that was it. Again, we discuss this.
So that's all Jerry said today?
Yeah,
that's it?
it.
There you go, guys. You got it double. You got it for both sides of your ears, in case you missed it. So that's it from the front office, or did anybody else speak about anything that we need to talk about when it comes to contracts?
When it comes to contracts, that's it.
All right. So, the clown show, let me know what you think about their comments. I mean, what do you think about their comments? I gave mine right after I read it, the same thing. So what do you think about these comments from the clown show?
Nothing new here. Again, they're literally just saying the same shit we've been hearing for the last few weeks and few months. So, shit it off the pot, Joneses. They absolutely have the power to end this in like 30 seconds if they wanted to. So.
Perfect. You're welcome, Godless. I'm glad you got to hear the double, the repeat there on the Joneses. It is kind of important, I guess, you know, when you talk about Dak and Ceedee's contracts and still no moves made. I guess it does deserve, you know, repeat news there. So now I'm going to kind of go into the practices here and just kind of quickly go over these things as you kind of watch them on your screen. I'm not going to be able to play them all out. I'll play as much as I can, though. And try to talk it through a little bit. And you'll see here, this is that first practice. By the way, this is Brandon Aubrey kicking some field goals here. He actually does pretty well on this first day in pads. This is the first practice in pads. And again, after you see all the players kind of come out, you'll see a view of the stands once the Cowboys are practicing. And you'll see it empty as hell. So just keep that in mind as Dak walks out in the first padded practice on Tuesday. Remember, first day in pads. Here's Zimmer coming out. You had Tyler Guyton and Brock Hoffman, offensive lineman, very impressive with the pads coming on. You'll see some of that in this video. You had number 13, DeMarvion Overshown. Oh, by the way, there's a rookie there, Marshawn Nealon. Didn't know how important he's. You know, obviously he's gonna be needed a lot more now. There's Kendricks, and there's and speaking of Overshown, there he is, number 13. Overshown, very explosive at linebacker, and I'm going to add this to. He was great in this padded practice. When he hits you, he pops. I mean, you can hear his pads popping. You can see him doing it against the machine or against the players. Today he had a great run stop and just popped the guy down. The running back went straight down. He still has it, as does Micah Parsons. Right, comes in a little bit thinner than last year, about 10 pounds, 5 pounds thinner than last year. I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to give you a little. You know, we talked about this last week. Guyton is handling Micah. He's doing a good job of handling Micah Parsons, especially in this padded practice where Chuma Edoga went down for a little bit, and Guyton had to come over and take over the role of starting left tackle, and did a pretty damn good job of that. Mark Hosepian said, "Hold up," he dropped that $2 holler. J-Lou too. What do you have to say to that?
I'd rather pleasure myself with Ben Gay than hear JJ.
Well, luckily you won't hear any more of a JJ. Of Jerry Jones or Stephen Jones, because we're done talking about them, you know. But so at least we heard you there, right?
Yeah, thank you, Mark.
Big
I'd
shout out to
rather hear
Mark.
that than Jerry Jones as well.
Yeah,
just throwing that out.
Same here. Wait, maybe not. I don't want to hear him pleasuring himself. Sorry.
Not that.
With Ben Gay.
Rather hear his comment.
Okay, good, yes, good, baby. Thank you. Now, by the way, here you see Micah. Right, first he was kind of with the defensive team there. There's Luafau. You see that he was with the defensive team, just kind of giving him a little inspirational talk, saying it was his first day in pads. We got to get into this. Come on. And then he's over here boxing a little bit with Micah, playing around. And Micah got rolled there a little bit. But, you know, Mozzie Smith is not, you know, he's a big guy. And, you know, he definitely put on some poundage and definitely looking better than last year, at least at this point, I think. Now, I will say this about this practice. The passing game struggled. Defense definitely had the number, the number of the offense here for this practice. And Turpin, a lot more involved in the offense. Like I said, you know, Mozzie Smith, his get off, number 90, number 58, Mozzie Smith. He's getting off the ball, like I said, guys. Not just one day of getting off the ball faster. Now he's got the pads on. He's still getting off the ball faster than last year at the same rate as everybody else on the defensive line, which is a huge improvement for Mozzie Smith. Also, Chauncey Golson, number 99, having a very good camp. He had a very good day in this practice. You can see the stands. Look how non-packed they are for the Cowboy team. So, very empty there. By the way, second level of the defense there, great communication. A lot of that has to do with Eric Kendricks. knowing the scheme of Zimmer's scheme.
Yeah,
and
you're going to hear a lot of
play.
praise from him from several of the players when I speak on them later.
Yeah, so you guys understand that this, look at the crowd. No one there. That's the crowd.
I've never seen it like that.
Never, ever. So obviously, Jerry Jones is not. Maybe he's not pissed, but he ain't happy. So either way, in this practice here, guys, I mean, Mozzie, Golston looking good. Communication, the second level was very good. Some special teams drills. Hopefully, no one gets hurt. Like Sam Williams did, and a lot of defensive combos. I gotta say, a lot of defensive combos. Now let's talk about kicking, special teams. I'll talk about the combos in a minute. But look at Brandon Aubrey. I mean, he's picking up kind of where he left off. In this first padded practice, you see a couple of his kicks here. An issue we had for years at kicker, Brandon Aubrey. First time getting him some real kicks in camp was 7 of 8 in his first session. Now, his longest was only 41 yards, so he should make them all. His only miss was from 33 yards. So it is what it is. Here's Dak. And here's Cooper Rush and Trey Lance getting some passing warm-up drills done before getting into more of the team stuff here for this practice from Tuesday. So Brandon Aubrey, great start to his camp at kicker. Also DeMarvion Overshown, guys. He's been excited to get back on the field and hit somebody. He was out in the second preseason game last year. And gone for the year. First time on the field again with the pads and now can hit. And he's looking good. He's looking good out there, guys. And he said beforehand, I want to hit someone. I just want to hit someone. He did. Constantly in this practice, plugging holes, helping the run stop, helping the run support, stopping running backs on the line of scrimmage or behind the line of scrimmage in the backfield. Overshown has been number 13 for the defense in blue. Very, very active, very quick in this day of practice. So keep an eye on this here. I'll talk a little bit more about the other practice days, and you can just keep watching them kind of run on each other here. And I know you have a lot to talk about when it comes to these players. So we'll show these videos while we pop the players up on the screen so you know who's talking. Now, some more, routes and drills and little, pre-practice, pre-team practice stuff where you can, just get some connections to your receivers, to your running backs, to your tight ends. And that's what you're seeing here. But very active first day in pads for this defense, for this team, really. Now, the next day, we had a practice that was Tuesday. On Wednesday, we had a practice as well. And you're going to see Brandon Cooks, number 3, being very, very electric in the passing game. Remember, he's got to play the number 1 receiver role right now. Speaking of Cooks, boom, cooking right there. Micah, disrupting everyone in the offensive line almost every practice, at least once. He's just very disruptive, as we all know. There's some Brooks work right there, a little deep pass there to is that Turpin? So Cowboys are trying to use a lot more Turpin in this thing. Here you see some O-line work here by Guyton, the rookie, before he knew he was going to have to take over that left starting spot there for this practice. So looking decent there. You got some BB in there as well. You see some one-on-one reps here from the defense and offensive line. So Zach Martin almost ever going to beat number 70. Now, linebacker, I'm going to say this. A couple good reps in the next day of, not this practice, the next day of practice with Harvey, Johnson, and Clark. Buddy Johnson, Harvey from the USFL, and Damone Clark had some good reps at linebacker in these practices. Jordan Lewis, not this practice, the next practice, had his by far best practice, had a pick. Had a couple knockdowns there. Again, you've seen this in this practice. You see it in all the practices. A lot more Turpin on offense. A lot more number 9 for you guys to keep an eye on there. Unfortunately, I will say this. Trey Lance, most of his days he struggled. He has struggled most of the days he's thrown out there. Again, I would say that probably today's practice, you'll see it soon, he had his best throw. But on the Wednesday practice, it was probably one of his worst days, accuracy-wise. Making decisions-wise. He had some athleticism. He ran for some first downs, but he's not making the best decisions throwing the ball. He got picked by Harvey. He got picked by a pick 6 against him by, I know Mukuamu picked him once before he got injured, and then we had Wanye Thomas had a pick 6 against him. So I think that was Cooper Rush maybe, but we just had our quarterback's been throwing a lot of picks, all of them. And Trey Lance does not look that good. Now, I will say this. As I say that, Dak looked very good. Not this practice, but the practice after this one, he looked very good, Dak Prescott. So you'll see some of that there. And also, just want to reiterate in this practice and the next one, Brandon Cooks. Looking great, but not surprising. He's basically the first receiver. He's going to be our number one receiver right now.
Yeah.
Because there's no Ceedee Lamb. So it's not surprising he's looking really good out there, kind of being the number one target for Dak.
Number one receiver reps.
Yeah. So by far, these couple of days of camp, you'll see coming up, this one and the next one, Brandon Cooks was probably the best all over the field. It's kind of hard to stop. Now here's Micah. Luckily, Micah didn't get hurt. Remember, look at the elbow soreness. Kind of holding his elbow there a little, his arm a little bit. You wonder if that's what happened, the repercussions from this from 2 days ago, 3 days ago. So, Micah stayed in this practice, you can see here, and it's very disruptive. He takes Peyton Hender's shot and throws him over his leg there. But Cowboy defense, there's overshown, just breaking up the run abilities. Look at that great blocking there as Dowdle rips through the hole, and another Dowdle run here, number 23. But again, some good stuff there from. That was Freeman, number 27, running through there. And there's Dowdle breaking another one here. So again, we just seen the running backs, the running game stuff here. Now, I will say this. On the off day the Cowboys had, which was Thursday, it was an off day, but they're always practicing. There was no fans, of course. It was a private practice in a way. Cowboys had a mock game practice. And it was closed to the public. And there was no video highlights allowed either. So you're not going to see anything from that day. But I will mention this, just kind of leading up to today's practice and tomorrow's practice and next week's practice. In that mock game on Thursday, when they're just doing walkthroughs, no pads, Trayvon Diggs was in the starting team drills. Great news. We know he's off the PUP list a couple days before that. Now we know he's working with the first team.
That's exactly what we're hoping to see.
Even though it's just a walkthrough, still big, going the right direction. So he lined up with the first team doing the mock game walkthrough practice on Thursday. So we know running through these practices. I'm gonna go. Here's Dak with his. Again, you can't help when they drop the passes, right? But look, I'm gonna go back to this in a minute when you see number 60 going up against number 11, like you just saw right there, and you'll see what he was doing. Really dominating. Now today's practice, I'll go through a little more discussion here on this practice here. Dak, an underthrow to Jalen Brooks, in my opinion. I don't like to see that. Here's another angle from this. Dak's got to just, I don't know. Dak's just not getting it. He's had a good day, but couldn't it just be better? I mean, I could see it being a lot better. Again, a guy who's been in the league for this long. Now, this is a much better pass, although he could have probably led him a little bit more. A good throw. And that number 13 is a guy you want to keep an eye on. Billy Johnson. A guy undrafted last year, was on our practice squad. And now he is kind of showing out in these practices, looking pretty good. Almost a pick there, by the way, by Nashawn Wright. Dak. Now, here's what we're going to take a look at, guys. First, I want to look at number 60. He's going. That's our rookie first rounder, and then we got our rookie second rounder across from him, number 94. And he kind of just stalemates him right there. Just great job by Tyler Guyton. And then here, you're going to see basically 5 plays with Tyler Guyton against Micah Parsons. The first one, Micah just false start, or I'd say offsides on defense there by Micah. But now take a look at these next 4 kind of combinations. Check out number 60 versus number 11. Pretty good there, although could that be a little bit of holding? Could it be a little holding? Could be a little holding by Tyler Guyton, but at least he slowed down Micah there. Can he slow him down again? That looked like a hold. But he slowed him down, I guess. Not getting destroyed out there. Like we saw Tyron Smith get destroyed by Micah last year. That one, clean as can be there. Good job by Tyler Guyton. And then here again, Tyler Guyton going up against Micah Parsons. Could be a little hold there. Looks like it could be clean. Here, look at the little shimmy there by Dak. And then Micah again, boom. It gets pushed deep out of the way. Touchdown, Cowboys. And Guyton with the great block there on Micah. Now, Micah, people say Micah didn't go all out on him. Maybe that's true. We'll see. Now, here's talk about snapping the ball. What about catching the ball? Trey Lance cannot catch the snap. So that started off pretty bad there for Trey Lance. But, he had a couple combinations here that kind of worked for him. First here, getting the ball out there. Actually, this one did not work. It was almost picked. Knocked the ball out there. I'm pretty sure that was, who was that? Kalen Carson. By the way, Kalen Carson, 41, having a great camp. That's our rookie. Now, here's Trey Lance trying to go deep, and it is just kind of right out of his reach there, or dropped. Can't really blame Trey Lance on that one. Here, Trey Lance is looking to the left, rolls out, extends it to play, and gets almost a first down on just like a 2-minute drill they're going right now on there. So you see Trey Lance shotgun here, trying to be a little mobile, now use his arm now, and gets a completion to the outside. And, oh, yeah, there you go. And then you got, again, this is now Cooper Rush here, hitting the number 49 out the backfield. Looks like it's one of our fifth-string tight ends, or, probably one of our sixth-strings tight end, or a full-back, running back or something like this that we undrafted. Here they try to go to Deuce Vaughn, and Cooper Rush just lets it float. Wanye Thomas, number 30, for the touchdown, the pick six. Here's a couple angles. I mean, you can see him undercut this. Very good job by Wanye. I don't want Deuce Vaughn going down the field. Look at little Deuce Vaughn, 5'6" or whatever he is. You can't go that deep down the field when you got other guys that are just as fast as Deuce Vaughn and 10 times bigger than him. So Wanye Thomas, congrats to him. Great job on this day and showing out there. He's one of those guys going to get a chance to kind of push Mukwama out the way. By the way, last little glimpse, Trayvon Diggs with some post-practice work. No pads here, but just working a little bit with the coverage and running down the field just to make sure he's going to be ready to get back in there sooner than later, which is great news. So a little update there on day 1 of camp. Day 5 of camp. Here's some, oh yeah, by the way, it was so bad for Trey Lance, he actually stayed afterwards and just worked on a bunch of throws for a while. I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll kind of move it on to the next one here. Actually, you know what? I'll move it on to today's practice. Kind of goes along with what I'm talking about now here, and then maybe you can go through all the comments and quotes from the team today, or from the last couple of days. By the way, you see this practice here, just special teams getting warmed up as the day starts. This practice you're going to see here, very tough, very physical practice today. Multiple players today were shaken up. Thank goodness nothing was major. And I'm talking about Schoonmaker. I'm talking about Mukwamu. They were injured today. It was a rough practice, but it doesn't sound like it's serious. Nothing going to be out for the rest of the year or 6 weeks or anything like that. But it might be a couple of weeks. These guys, maybe we got to wait and see. The defensive front. You're going to see a lot of offense and defensive line stuff here. The defensive front is trying to still find the physicality to be able to kind of hang a little bit more when it comes to our offensive linemen. So we're trying to find some of our defensive linemen to be more physical out there. Again, you'll see some of the highlights here on offense. Jalen Tolbert, another great day of practice for him. And by the way, Hendershot, number 89, had some good blocks out there. Got to give it up to the good blocking. Trey Lance had some great plays, had his best pass of the camp, and then had some horrible plays. Trey Lance. Oh, be careful of the big ball there. So again, that's the special team stuff there. By the way, here's Micah with the elbow soreness. Just kind of working with Deuce. You see little Deuce over there on the resistance cords. Micah just running back and forth away from the team drills because of that elbow soreness. Now here are the linebackers working. There is Overshown. Here's Leo Fau and others. Looking strong, looking good. Harvey is number 55. You see him right there. He'll get a pick on Trey Lance. You'll see that on the Wednesday video. But and by the way, here's one of our new guys, number 72, Tony. Okay, and then here this is the rookie Morton Nealand. And of course, number 9. When you see number 92, that's going to be Muhammad, the new guy there. I think that's him right there. So again, you're going to see all the new guys already working into the practice from today that are just newly picked up. Now, I will say, it was nice to see Cooper Beebe rotate in as the starting guard. I know we heard Marco Seppian talking about that earlier about guard play, whatever. Speaking of guard play, I mean, forget Zach Martin never going to get beat. So. There's Tyler Smith who's holding it down, but he actually does get beat, sometimes once in a while. There's Hoffman. Good job there on the rookie Rogers, I think. So, again, there's Cooper Beebe. All right, not the best. Now, look at this snap by Cooper Beebe. What the fuck? Yeah, cannot have that happening. Although,
like I said, some of his snaps were rough.
Yeah. Definitely not a good place. But that one's unacceptable. Cannot go over the head. So in this day, I'm going to say you're going to look at some of the receivers in here. There's the rookie. There's Marshawn Nealon. I know he's not a great pass rusher, as Marco Seppian said, but nice move there. The shoulder leverage. Now, and is that, yeah, okay, there you go. That's number 92 there, Muhammad, who I think he has another move coming up where it's a unbelievable spin move. Watch the spin move 92 gives when they show it again. Here, I think this might be it. Watch the spin move. The spin cycle, as they say. Whoop, right there. Great job. But he's beating one of our, fourth string offensive linemen. So I don't know if I'm much about that. And the other guy here, Shaka Tony, number 72, kind of gets in the way there and blocking. He gets a little instruction there from DeMarcus Lawrence. And then you see the defensive coordinator pop in a minute. There he is, Mike Zimmer, coming over to talk to Shaka Tony as well, number 72, directing him and telling him how he wants this kind of stunt play to go when it comes to attacking the quarterback and pass rush. So, yeah, and here's two of the starters, I guess you could say, DeMarcus Lawrence, and then, of course, Chauncey Golston, who's going to be playing kind of that backup role to Osa and Mozzie in there sometimes. Here's some combo stuff I was talking about earlier. Defense looked good, but the offense held their ground there for a little bit, even if they're the rookies like BB and some of the other guys. And then here's some of the mojo moments. There's a mojo moment was goal line, one play, boom, and you score, touchdown. You get like 4 of these this time. That's the touchdown from Dak to Brooks. Here is Dak to, boom, birthday boy Turpin. So again, Cavante Turpin with a nice touchdown there. A nice catch. Dak with a nice throw. This is the view from the other side. There's Turpin in the end zone. Touchdown. Or it should be a touchdown. I don't know. It could be a goal line situation. And then this play here was with Trey Lance. He fakes the run with the running back here. Rolls to the right and dumps it down to the tight end coming across for the touchdown. So Trey Lance did a good job there, at least handling that. And Dak Prescott comes in for the last mojo moment. Mojo moment means like a last second kind of situation. Stressful. Boom. Last play of the game, touchdown to Malik Davis. And another angle of this one, you'll see it from the other side of the field to Malik Davis. Dak's in trouble, steps up in the pocket, dumps it down for the touchdown. So that's how that kind of looked. Now, as we continue seeing this, these are going to be the run only. There's no defensive backs in these plays. It's just to kind of see how the defensive line works. The defensive line still, they're getting better with these combos and trying to break that. They still need more physicality as a whole on the defensive line side of things. So hopefully we'll see that improve because we need to stop the run. And there you saw it a little better. The last part of this practice is going to be the team practice portion. And you see the first couple plays, you're going to see a couple runs. Mainly these first 2 plays is Mozzie Smith against starters, first string, stopping the run. This one and this one. He's in the mix there. Holds, kind of stops the run gap from opening up, keeps his gap and stops the running back in his place. Here, watch number 13 here, Overshown. Pop! Right there, baby. That's what I like to see. Overshown just extending into the player. When it's the real deal in a real game, that's going to make a difference. Just stay healthy, man. Stay healthy. Now, you're going to see some plays here. Dak throwing the ball, dumping it down to Malik Davis. But guess who catches him? Right there, Micah Parsons, off-ball linebacker, one of the best at the screen game. Dak looking back here, throwing down the field deep. Tolbert open. Overthrows. Tolbert. Dak had another chance to go deep here. He goes really deep to number 13, Tyron Billy Johnson. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Turpin. Number 9, Cavante Turpin. Turpin, unfortunately, it looks like it went through his hands on this one. It slipped through his hands there. It's a tough catch, but still went through his hands, incomplete. And I'm not sure if this is the play or not. I know Dak's hitting. There's Tyron Billy Johnson, number 13, who was one of the best players in today's camp. You'll see him connecting with Trey Lance in a minute. There's Brooks, number 83. But this guy, number 13, Tyron Billy Johnson, undrafted last year, barely made the practice squad last year. He keeps stacking good days together. One of the few receivers having consistent success. And this is it right here. No, this is not it. This is Brooks again from Dak. And now you're going to see the Trey Lance play. Here it is. Is this Trey Lance? No, this is Dak. Dak here to Cooks. Nice play. But now you'll see, we'll finish it up with the Trey Lance, I guess his best pass of his Cowboys camp right now. Boom. He right here this is to Tolbert, actually. What a catch there. Tolbert showing out, I think, in this camp. This is best camp without question. Number 1, Jalen Tolbert has been catching everything that hits his hands, and he's been very above average receiver. We'll call it that, but way above average. And by the way, speaking of way above average, on the left is old Travis Frederick out there, guys, doing this thing. So still coming over, visiting the Cowboys, and in good spirits there, watching in his retirement stages. And Dak, of course, with his girl, not just his woman, but his girl, his baby girl, baby Dak, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's her name? MJ.
Yes.
Is it? So yeah, so you got that there. Anyway, we don't really have to see that. What we do have to see is day. I guess we'll go back a day, right? But I kind of went over today. Listen, Tyron Billy Johnson, number 13. Just keep your eyes and ears on him because I think he will have. He'll continue to stack days, doing very well out there. Now, I give you the nitty gritty and the insight on what's going on in the field. But what are these players saying? Now, again, this was, by the way, this was the Wednesday. This was the Wednesday practice, but you can see this was the salute to service, where they had the the Blue Angels flying over. I think that's so had some other stuff. We also had, at the end of practice, there was a drone flying around. Everyone's saying that's Bill Belichick preparing for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's Brandon Cooks. There's our Deron Bland and everybody else working on that field. I'll jump in when I need to, but baby, I know you have some people that spoke, a lot of people that spoke actually the last couple of days. So why don't you give us the updates on that, on everybody that had their 2 cents on our Cowboys practices, on our Cowboys, thoughts going forward as we watch this practice.
So Mike Zimmer had a little something to say here about Mozzie Smith, saying, quote, "What we're asking him to do, he's doing a really good job. You might not see him make flash plays, but we see him taking on double teams, getting his hands in the right place. I see him understanding where he's supposed to be. He's not going to be a speed rusher by any stretch. He's going to have to be a power rusher and push in the pocket. But as far as the run game, what I've seen so far, I've been impressed with him. He's doing a really good job, and now he's got to keep it up. I've enjoyed what I've seen along with the rest of the D-line."
So again, Mozzie, better, but still not going to be the explosive pass rusher. He's a power pass rusher. By the way, in case you're wondering what you're seeing on your screen, here's Cooper Beebe doing some snaps with everybody. You'll see him with Cooper Rush, with Dak, and with Trey Lance. But I don't think I worry about his under the center snapping. I think see that was a high snap to Trey Lance. See, he's even telling him high snap. Cooper Beebe, 56. You gotta get your snaps better. It's very high snaps. I don't like that. And you'll see the offensive lineman here, the tackles working a little practice here. One of those guys are watching, number 60, Tyler Guyton. So keep an eye on all of them. And, baby, continue on. We heard some Zimmer stuff there.
Yeah. Well, that was it on my side as far as the relevant Zimmer comments, right? So Brian Schottenheimer also spoke, and he actually spoke about Trey Lance.
Yeah, that's our offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer.
He said, "What I see is a guy that's going out each day and competing at the highest level. Is he making mistakes? Of course he is. But I see improvement every day. If you watch his footwork, Trey has never done some of this stuff. So what I see when his footwork speeds up and the ball comes out on time, he's getting it. He's starting to figure it out. You cannot coach him hard enough. He just wants the quarterback coach, Scott Tolzien, to coach him on every play, McCarthy to coach him on every play, me to coach him on every play. The other thing I love about him is how he leans on Dak and Cooper Rush. These guys know the system better than anybody else. They're on top of what we're trying to get done. I would say he's had more good days than bad days, but like anyone else, are there mistakes? Absolutely. We have to take care of the football better as a unit, but I see a player that as he continues to get reps and continues to grow, you're going to see a guy that's beginning to figure it out. The timing and rhythm of our passing game is probably the biggest stride that he's currently trying to make.
Again, we got a lot of jumps from him we need to see, sounds like still. He's far away from even, forget about Dak. He's far from, sounds like he's still a little back on Cooper Rush.
I agree. So, especially by that comment that he made specifically about Cooper Rush being ahead of him.
Yep.
So, now Mike McCarthy had this to say as far as Dak Prescott very quickly, saying, quote, "He's just going to keep getting better and better in this offense. I love him in the classroom. He's a sponge, can't get enough. Frankly, if he does anything wrong, he probably does a little bit too much away from here because he's always working on his game. He's a guy that's always looking to improve, and you're seeing it." It's kind of a weird negative compliment there, McCarthy, but okay. Now, more importantly, Will McClay. He actually spoke this week on a sports podcast.
Yeah. He was on a podcast. He wasn't interviewed. He was interviewed at the field.
105.3, yeah. So the thing is that Will McClay said this as far as the run game, saying that, well, first he was asked, like, what do you think about the run game? He said that the passing game sets up the run game. The O-line has to have the right attitude. McCarthy has to have the right personnel available and use them. But the first name out of his mouth, Hunter Lipke. So,
really?
Prepare yourselves to see maybe some changes offensively and hopefully some more Hunter Lipke.
And you know about personnel, so he's talking about, get your blockers in there.
Yeah.
And Lipke's one of them.
So, and remember, we talked about this earlier, but Will McClay actually had some praise for Marshawn Nealon, saying, quote, he's showing more than what we saw from him at Western Michigan. There are things he's picked up since becoming a pro. I might have missed something with him coming out of college. There's something completely different about the kid. He plays a power game. He does look quick off the ball, and he's gaining ground with his step. He also said that Tyler Guyton has to earn that left tackle job, but that he seems to like what he's seen so far from the rookie. So again, very positive early start there from Guyton, but no one is just going to crown him automatically. So now Dak Prescott actually had a few things to say. And first things first, lots of praise for Tolbert. With CeeDee Lamb not there, he's been getting more snaps, saying, quote, I told him, your role is to go show up, show that you can be a number 1 receiver. At minimal, a number 2 receiver. He's approached this camp with that intensity and that mindset. And he basically said that he spends most of the time in the offseason, usually working with these guys as far as that. Specifically mentioned working with CeeDee Lamb and Cedric Wilson in previous years. And this year, he spent a big chunk of his offseason working with Tolbert. Said, I don't want to put that pressure on him, but we spent a lot of time together. My trust is super, super high. I trust him with any route, wherever it is, against whoever.
Yeah, I do think Tolbert has leaps and bounds this year. Leaps and bounds. I agree with Dak on that. And the connection is there.
Now, something else that was mentioned by Dak is, remember CeeDee Lamb, obviously not there. Dak said, quote, he just shared with me, as in CeeDee Lamb, that he wants to get back and is ready to get back. Hoping that this thing gets done for him. I know I am as well. Hopefully we can get him back sooner rather than later. I know he's grinding and I know he's itching and working. He's ready to be back with the boys. And of course, talking about CeeDee's contract automatically leads to him talking about his own, right? He went out there and said, quote, I've got a great team. I'm confident in getting something done. I'm confident in the front office here. I don't really think about it, to be honest with you. I'm under contract right now, so all I need to do is be the best I can be for my job in this year. And then whatever happens, whether it's in a couple weeks or who knows when it is, if it does happen, it'll happen. I'm not worried about that.
As Dak throws an interception to Mukwamu. Good timing there.
Yeah, but he, by the way, said that he feels an obligation to those that are coming after him to try and get as much money as possible.
Really?
Yes.
Is that why he wants $160 million or whatever?
That's one of the reasons.
Well, I'm just going to say, he needs $60 million because that's the quarterback market, but that's bullshit. He's not doing it for the people coming after him. Please.
Yeah. Kind of figured that. But Trey Lance, by the way, a quick little comment from him as far as his training camp mindset. He said, come in one day at a time and get better every single day. And playing in the preseason, he said, quote, I'm very excited, but really, truly just taking it one day at a time. I think as soon as you start to look ahead, that's when you kind of start to get yourself in trouble. So, hey, can't deny that either. And rolling on with the rest of the offensive comments, Tyler Smith speaking on Tyler Guyton. Oh, the Tylers. Saying, quote, I've been truly impressed. It's not very often you find a human being who measures how he does, 6'7", 330, and has light feet and can move and just bully dudes. When he really becomes confident and gets the playbook down and does all that stuff, the sky is truly the limit for him in his development. He's a confident guy. He knows the tools that he has, and he knows how rare they are. It's just a matter of time before he solidifies things, and then he's playing at the truly elite level.
Oh, I agree 100% with that comment. I see it already. You can see how big he is, how fast he moves, how good he shifts and moves around against a quicker, faster Micah Parsons. And, he did it against the slower guys, the bigger guys. He did it against the smaller guys, the faster guys. Guys looking good out there against a pretty damn good defensive front there. So, yeah, 100% agree. It's not just blowing smoke. Tyler Guyton's the real deal. He's big. Look how big he is. I mean, he just towers over everybody. And number 60, is going to be I think another cornerstone offensive lineman in the first round that we've mastered here. Again, gotta love it. Gotta love it.
So, Kevontae Turpin touched base really quickly on the new kickoff rules, saying, quote, "It's going to be a great weapon for us, especially with me back there. I feel like I have fun back there. I hope teams give me a chance. The first 3 games, I feel like I'm going to have a chance, but if I break 1 or 2, I feel like they're just going to kick it in the end zone and rely on the defense to stop our offense."
That's the fear from Fossil, by the way. Here's Turpin with a couple runs, number 9 himself. Go ahead.
Oh, he's also been one of those guys putting in the work this offseason. He wants to compete for the number 3 spot, saying, "I'm a receiver.
Spot, yeah.
That's what I went to the USFL as. I'm a receiver at the end of the day." So his goal is to have 500 or more receiving yards and at more than 3 touchdowns.
I love it.
That seems like a reasonable goal, actually.
Attainable, for sure. Especially if, we already know we're using him more. Look at him right there being used. Cowboys using him a lot more. Got to continue doing that.
So now that's it as far as the offense. Let's go ahead and touch on the defense, and can't talk about our defensive players without starting with Trayvon Diggs, who spoke a little bit today.
Yeah, guys, remember, he is officially back from the PUP list. Now he can go back in team drills.
And he's confirming that, saying that he's all the way back from that last, that horrible ACL injury from last year. He said he's able to do everything, but that the Cowboys are gradually bringing him back, saying, quote, "Better safe than sorry."
As you can see, he's not on the field on these team practices. He's only been worked back after practice or in walkthroughs when there's no public there. So very, very slow with moving him up, which is smart.
And, of course, the media had to do their thing, too. Because I guess there's a list released today of, top 10 NFL cornerbacks, and he was not on there, so he was asked.
No, that was asked like 2 weeks ago. And he was not, him or Bland were not on that list.
Well, the thing is, he finally was able to answer and comment on it today. And he said, "I feel like I'm in a league of my own. There's nobody that can do what I do."
Yeah, I agree with you, Trayvon. You were right. Again, they're going for last year, so what can you do? They're going to go for last year.
Micah Parsons actually spoke quite a bit here.
Let's go.
So,
Micah time.
As far as the return of Trayvon Diggs, Micah said, "Me and Trayvon, that's my right-hand man. We went on vacation together. We go on brother voyages and workouts together. I was there for him through the good and the bad, and even his brothers told me, yo, Trey really loves you."
And you just saw Micah get the sack right there on Dak.
Yeah, and he really doesn't love too many people. He loves life to the fullest, though. I envy that. He's always smiling and his life is football. But that injury was the first time I've ever seen him down. I just wanted to be there for him. I think I gave him that drive to wanting to get back and playing with me, keeping him competitive. It made me cry when I lost him last year. He's someone that I hope we can retire here together and get gold jackets together and we can go on kids' vacations one day because now he's got about as many kids as me.
Not only that, but hopefully win a couple of Super Bowls. Speaking of getting physical, look at that field right there. That was the first big scuffle of this practice. We'll show you a couple of different angles. If you watch the video, you can hear a little bit more what's going on. But it was a tight end, undrafted Brevin Spanford getting dragged down by, was it Kalen Carson? I think that threw him down there. I'm not sure if he was the one that kind of got into it. It was two rookies for sure. And, they got into it there, as you can see.
So, Micah Parsons went on to say, that injury was the first time I've ever seen him down. I think I gave him that drive. He said it's going to be good. He has no choice, and we're in this for the long run.
There you go. Hopefully it's true. They can stay together, win some gold, win some Super Bowls, get some gold jackets, et cetera, et cetera. Have those kid trips.
The thing that we really want to hear from Micah Parsons, he actually commented on what Zimmer's plans are for him specifically in this season.
What am I
He said, "I think it's going to be a very interesting year. What I'm going to be doing is a whole bunch of stuff. Dropping in the flats, curls, it's really everything. They're expanding my versatility and using me in ways I should be used, and moving me around to make offenses ID me from other places."
I love it. That's moving him around so that you got to do more work to kind of see where he's at. And you can see here, a linebacker dropped back in coverage, taking that pick in this situation, picking Trey Lance. But I just want to again, that is kind of like you're seeing the linebackers dropping back in coverage, and you heard Micah talk about that. Hopefully, it does produce picks and turnovers the way we just saw there.
Well, he said it. He's going to utilize every asset of my ability, and that's something I appreciate. That's the plan. So I focus on trying to be in better shape and trying to be better now, knowing what the standard is and what he's going to have me doing. I really like it a lot, and it's going to be a really good year for me. They're moving me around and bringing pressure from other places.
That is the key. Bring him. Marco Seppian said earlier, I've been saying it for who knows how long. Don't use him as a linebacker. Use him as a guy who's blitzing from all different angles. Edge rusher left, edge rusher right, or linebacker blitz in the middle somewhere in the A or B gap. Exactly. I love that news from Zimmer and from Micah.
So, of course, the loss of Sam Williams hit everybody differently. He was asked straight up, does that change the plan you guys had? He said, it doesn't change my plan at all. It means Marshawn and more young guys have to step up and whoever we bring in. It may mean I have to do more. The loss of Sam was so huge, that's really like my brother. It really hurts. Those times where I might get a break or a substitution. I might have to stay on for a couple more plays depending on the situation.
There you go. Micah's got to play extra snaps as well now.
It really ramps up with coordinating what phases we have to be in for these games. It puts more and more on Tank also. He's an 11-year vet. There's no more Dorrance Armstrong or Dante Fowler out there. Yep. So he'll step up too.
Yeah. So you hear, that's one of the things that we knew that they were bringing. We were getting guys stepping up. Sam Williams, because we let Fowler go and Armstrong go, and then look what happened. Now look at this play. Interception on Trey Lance there by Marquise Bell to end the practice. Trey Lance, this is a great view. Look at Marquise Bell, number 14, right there. Trey Lance just throws it to him, right to him. What the hell? So that's the issue with Trey Lance, making decisions, making poor decisions, making poor choices, poor throws, accuracy, reads. That's why he's still behind Cooper Rush for those Trey Lance, stands, as they say. So just wanted to show that little quickie there, as you can see them with the salute to service. Everybody in the armed services who's been in the armed services, served our country, was getting a little special hello from the Cowboy team as they were walking off the practice field.
So, kind of continuing on, as far as Micah Parsons' outlook on football and this upcoming season, he said, "This game is more than just a check to me. That's why you play hurt. You play tired. You go through all these emotions because you love this game. And you only get 17 days out of 365 to show why you're the best. I only got 17 chances guaranteed, not including the playoffs, to show we're the best and why we belong here and why I hope Jerry keeps me here. It's like art. Imagine you're an artist and someone shows up to your gallery and says, oh, your art sucks. And you're like, damn, I put so much time into this. I really thought about this. Well, that's how I feel about football. This is my art. Pass rushing is an art. It's not so much mental that goes into it. It's not just a game. So,
very, very, yeah. I love his mindset.
That was it as far as that. And the final thing for Micah Parsons is how much scrutiny the Cowboys have gotten because, well, we're not winning games. So he said, I get a lot. But, scrutiny is because you earn scrutiny. It's the expectations. You'd have to be blind to say that you don't have the expectations wearing a star. That's why I say there's a delusion factor. They say it's okay not to win or act like those losses don't hurt or don't matter. That's delusional to me because it's earned. This is a winning program that fans expect to win. We expected to win. It just hurts me when they think I don't try to win. That's the part that hurts me because people don't know how much I love this game and what I put into the game just so we can win. That's the part that hurts me the most, where people have this thing or idea that players aren't trying. The reality is sometimes you are outcoached, sometimes you're out-schemed, sometimes you have the answers for what you dial up, and then there's nothing you can do.
Again, I think that I agree with him. It's a lot of different reasons of that, but he's a guy. You can see him here running right now, hurt back there with the elbow, running number 11. But that's why I think that you see people criticizing him, and he might have some weaknesses, believe it or not, even though it seems like he shouldn't. But the guy, you cannot take it away from the guy. He works his ass off in the off season. So I definitely agree with Micah on that. I've seen it, so I believe it.
So, but yeah, so no, just saying, Micah Parsons. We touched on that. Yeah, just responding to that comment there. Yeah. We just saw number 94, Marshawn Nealand. I think he spoke today, right? Yes, he did.
Rookie second rounder.
So remember, with Sam Williams being hurt, his role on the team has changed a little bit, and he said, quote, "I got to step up. I've got to be ready to play that much more." With Williams, here obviously I was still playing a good amount, but now it's just that much more reps that I have to take. I just got to step it up a notch. I want to show I can pass rush too. It's not just doing that in the MAC, that I can do it here too. He was asked also, how's camp going? He said, "It's going pretty good. I expect to be better every day. I've got great players around me and great coaches all around me. It makes all of us better. Excited to go out there and hit someone for real. I made some plays, but I'm just trying to get better."
I mean, no doubt there.
Yeah. So, we're going to go ahead and end things here on Damone Clark. Who, yes, guys, we just found out today that he has a very extra special mentor in Sean Lee.
Ooh, wow.
So we're going to get to that in a minute, because first he actually praises Eric Kendricks and DeMarvians. Okay.
No, I just want to say one real quick about again, you see him here as number 33, but he's not 33 anymore. If you see him out there, he's number 18 now. I'm pretty sure he's number 18, Damone Clark. So I know numbers get crazy sometimes, and number 18 was Tolbert last year or 2 years ago. I'm just saying, or last year I guess he was 18, Tolbert. Now we got Damone Clark, went from 33 to 18. So just keep that in mind. I just want to say that there if you see him in the practice sessions out here. Used to be 33. That should never be given out, that Tony Dorsett number. But, now he's number 18. So you see number 13, that's Overshown, number 18, and that's Damone Clark. Who spoke, yes.
Yes. So, like I said, he had lots of praise for Eric Kendricks and DeMarvion Overshown, saying it's good to have them here. We all come out here every day and compete with each other and make each other better. EK is the vet in the room. He's learning from us and we're learning from him, and we need guys like that. So
Eric Kendricks is showing the way to everybody, right? With Zimmer's scheme, Kendricks is the leader in the linebacker room.
Everybody in there want to win. We want to see each other win, and that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love the fact that he's able to, again, Overshown kind of younger than him, but it's good to see that he has a good core of people that are around him at the linebacker room, especially Eric Kendricks in this new Zimmer scheme.
Yeah, and since you just mentioned the fact that he switched jerseys, that was actually a pretty emotionally significant moment for him, because remember, he repped 18 in college.
LSU.
And, what that means to him, he said it, quote, "everything. And that's why I switched to it. I'm going back to the root of things. I'm going out there and having fun. This is a game I've been playing my whole life, and last year, it got too far ahead of me sometimes. I was too high sometimes and too low sometimes. The biggest thing for me is now finding that neutral mindset, and at the end of the day, it's all just a game that I've been playing since I was 5 years old."
Kind of saw him move out of that coverage area there when Dak started rolling. So, he still has some room to learn, Damone Clark, entering his third year.
So, and again, one of the things that he really appreciates is the connectedness of that linebacker room, saying it's fun. We all go in there every day and just ready to get better. We all spend time outside of the classroom and on the field. We all go out there and compete. That's the nature of the business. We all want to compete.
There he is again, making a stop, number 18.
So,
great job, Damone.
Now him and LVE were actually very close, and he said that, now that LVE is not on the team, that's absolutely not stopping him from, continuing that personal and professional relationship. But LVE kind of did him a solid and said, "Hey, let me give you Sean Lee's info too." And that's basically how Damone Clark ended up with both of these guys as his current mentors. He said,
so Sean Lee and LVE both are helping out Damone Clark behind the scenes.
So Clark said, "Having a guy like Leighton and Sean Lee, I told them I'm a sponge. I can never learn too much. This is my third year, but second full season, and anything I can do to get better, I'm going to do it." So Clark basically said it, he's embracing the duty of paying his learnings forward, basically understanding that, one day I'm going to have to be the one showing the youngins, what to do, so to speak. Also threw in there that, let me see, as far as his relationship with Overshown specifically, saying, "I told him to just go out there and play. The training staff wouldn't put you in that position if they didn't think you were ready. For myself in my rookie season, I played and I was still hesitant at myself sometimes, but at the end of the day, we're trusting in one God, and God got you covered.
Remember, Damone Clark had a neck issue, Overshown tore his ACL last year, so he's just getting on that field for the first time with the hitting. To me, he's out there still hitting hard, though. Overshown still has that oomph. You want to see him push off into players. So I love that Overshown's kind of playing with that confidence that Damone Clark kind of gave him the advice about there.
But the final thing he said was, I remember when it happened in Seattle in the locker room and I said a prayer with him. That's my brother, man. When I got there, Leighton and Micah embraced me, so it's only right that I do the same.
Yeah, he's passing it on. That's good stuff there from Damone Clark. Good stuff. Good stuff there. As they're watching the last play of practice here, which is the last play on this highlight, which you see there.
Timing.
Perfect, beautiful pass there. It's a repeat, but we had a couple repeats earlier. It's a repeat of the earlier stuff that we showed. We showed all three practices. I hope you guys enjoyed it while the wife was going through all the breakdowns there from the coaches, the players, the front office of this week. So, yeah, I think we're all caught up, baby.
Yeah, I said
2 hour. Yeah. I know, a 2 hour stream we got. We got it done. Got a whole week's worth of information done in 2 hours here on My Cowboys Family. So, listen, we're having a wrap here. We're wrapping it up for the night, as I must give big shout outs to, of course, Lincoln Kane, the sponsor of the week, and the Cash App King, 3 weeks in a row. Marco Seppian up to 100 points. Nobody in the gifting lead when it comes to memberships, but of course, skeptical fan, never always staying skeptical. In first, the champion last week was able to hold off Jet Li and the rest of the crew and won first place. Our champion there. Big shout out to Skeptical Fan, Marco Seppian, and LC. But this week was a couple new people in the mix. In the Cash App side, there's one new person, and on the sponsor of the week, that same person. It's Chill, man, Chill. Chill Pill, who's currently first place on the Cash App and first place as the overall leader on the board. I want to shout out again Jet Li 44 back in that membership today in the star level. Skeptical Fan dropping some Cash App, a little love in here as well in the super chats, and the man Mark Hovsepian, who went all the way up to where is he at now? Almost fourth place, I think. Third or fourth place right now. So big shout outs to the love. Thank you guys for dropping the love and the support on that side. Thank you guys for dropping the comments and your thoughts on our Cowboys in the chat. So on that note, I know there's a couple of final shout outs we must do here.
Yeah, of course. So guys, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, follow us anywhere and everywhere at My Cowboys Family. Of course, hop in the Discord, link for that's in the description box down below. But if you're here, guys, make sure to say your hellos, your highs, your good nights, your goodbyes, so that we can properly shout you out. So thank you again for being here, Godless Manitoban. Choice Roberts, much love. James Hurd, take it easy. We have the man himself, C. Bass. And yes, thank you so much, man. And again, congrats on your hard-earned and well-deserved trip. So we have, of course, a big mahalo to Marco Seppian, fully loaded up on that stream boss after tonight's drops. We have, who else is here? Going back a little bit. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Tom, take it easy. Thomas Garrett, the superior.
Oh, yeah.
Garrett. Chris Plumage, of course. Dallas Cowboy 92 representing. Rolando Rodriguez in the house. Thomas Garrett, the superior. Garrett. Scorpio, what's up? We got GM representing. Asmodeus all the way from Tennessee.
Hell yeah.
And at least on my side, that's as far as I can go or see.
And that is officially going to be a wrap here in My Cowboys Family. I might be on a couple channels here and there. I don't think I'm going to go live tonight on After Dark. But tomorrow I am. So make sure you guys subscribe to the After Dark channels. Yes, there's the MCF After Dark and MCF After Dark 2. So you want to stay in the loop on that side of stuff, which is kind of like everything but Cowboys talk over there. So check it out if you haven't. If those that are over there, like Godless and many others, then we'll see you there maybe tonight, probably more tomorrow night for a little weekend party. On that note, guys, it is a wrap here on My Cowboys Family on this channel where it's going to, like we said in the beginning, if you missed it in the beginning of the stream, there's definitely a couple changes to the schedule and a couple things we have to rearrange for this channel to keep it going. So we're not done with this. This is going full blast, but it's going to be more video clips, video uploads, that kind of stuff, because our time is not going to be able to acclimate us for the 5-day-a-week or 7-day-a-week thing, even during the regular season. So we're going to go probably Monday. Probably we'll have something more set up as we get closer to the regular season. Probably a Monday, Friday, and then a Sunday game day schedule every week, with videos in between throughout the week to give you updates and quick shorts or things like this. We'll upload them so you guys are staying in the loop on all Cowboy news, info, and updates while we're not live. So. But yeah, we had 7 years of live every single day, and now schedule changes, work changes. Both kids are in high school. A lot of things changed, so we have to, adapt, with the times. On that note, guys, again, I appreciate everybody in the house here repping with us, and I also want to ask you a quick question, baby. Do you know why we do this thing here? I'm gonna say for over 7 years here on YouTube. Why do we do this, baby?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly. Here on MCF, My Cowboys Family, we always rep that star over everything. And for, again, over 7 years, in our 8th season of doing this thing here on YouTube, never forget, here on My Cowboys Family, the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, go Cowboys. You see my shirt? We got 5. We need to get that 6 and beyond. Again, thank you everybody in the house tonight chilling. Thank you, Godless. Appreciate you appreciating us being on. We'll see about After Dark. Probably not tonight. I'm exhausted, but we're ready for the weekend stream tomorrow for sure. If I don't pop in for a music stream tonight, we'll see what happens. Tomorrow, party stream tonight, maybe a music quickie. Thank you guys for stopping in here. Can't say enough about the drops of love and your support, the drops of knowledge in the chat. Now it is time to officially drop out for the night. Relock, reload for another show. Probably Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. One of those days we'll be live again here on this channel. Can't do this without your guys' love and support, so thank you on that. But before we can drop out for the night, I think you have something to say, baby, right?
Yeah. We gotta drop a shout out here because SCO971 actually just dropped a $5 holler as we wrap things up there. Yeah, you see, I gotta keep you on your toes, baby. But shout out to SCO. You know what he had to say?
Hit me with it. What did he say?
Jerry Jones is the greatest owner ever.
No cheers here for that. SCO. Jerry Jones. Just say, hell no. Every time I hear that name, Jerry Jones, my balls go up in me. It's just not a good feeling. And that clown show. I'm talking about Jerry Jones and his unfortunate second-in-command son, Stephen Jones. The clown show, goddammit. But thank you, SCO971, for the drops of love from above. We may see you after dark tonight, maybe. Tomorrow, definitely. On that note, guys, again, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate the drops there. SCO, appreciate everybody in the house. And, baby, now I can say this to you as Mark Hovsepian is down to 95 points on the stream, boss. Baby, before we can officially drop out of here for the night, what do we got to do?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. It's official. That beat's been dropped. And it's a wrap here on My Cowboys Family again. We'll see you guys on the After Darks in the next couple of days. Tonight, tomorrow, we'll see. And back here for another update on our training camp situation and our Cowboys situation. Like I said, Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday, or maybe all 3 days if we sign Ceedee Lamb. We'll see what happens. Guys, thanks again for chilling here with us. You can be anywhere. You're here listening to a bunch of Dallas Cowboy news info and updates here on MCF for another Cowboys chat, baby. You know how we do this. So again, big shout outs to everybody. We talked about everything from this past 5 days of Cowboy news info and updates. And of course, here at MCF, it's always about that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything. Never forget the number one thing right here, My Cowboys Family. Much love to all of you in the house for keeping this thing going. Hitting that like, hitting subscribe, hitting the notification bell, following us on Twitter, X, at My Cowboys Family, the Discord thing. even if you're watching this in a replay, comment down below, hit the like and all that good stuff. Thanks again, everybody. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on After Dark. We'll see you here again soon. Peace, and never, ever forget, Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.